Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Wormer, and this is Genshin Impact. And we're continuing on with Act 10 of this story here as well. Just a little bit of like a housekeeping thing. I didn't understand the full significance of the new title of this act being renamed halfway through it. At the time, I just thought like, oh my god, that's like a really cool thing, right? It was called Truth Amongst the Pages of Piranha. And something I didn't even remember, but this was originally supposed to be, I believe, the name of the Sumeru Archon quest. But it was changed when we actually got to the actual Archon quest in the game. Now, for me, someone who doesn't really watch trailers and react to many trailers, I've seen that trailer before. I believe that it was called what the act was called, but I don't remember. I legitimately did not remember. And yeah, for sure. So there is this thing where this is now the original name of the Archon quest for Sumeru, but it's now what the Nod Karai quest has turned into. So it's almost like it's become like a final act to both like the Nod Karai and Sumeru Archon quests in a way, which is really cool. Which, you know, like, I never thought Sumeru needed another ending because it was so amazing. It's you know, if from lack of a better term, it's like perfect. It's so great. But that's a really cool thing to realize. And yeah, 100%, if I remember that, it would have been like a huge moment, like for sure. But for me, it was just like more scary than anything that they were changing the title and having the thing burn up on the screen as well. Yeah, so I'm thank you to people that let me know about that. And we're going to keep going with the story now. Oh, we can talk to the people around here, right? There's people like hanging around here before we do anything else. So there's Alhaitham and Kavi, who we have to talk to. Let's see if there's anyone else around here, like randomly. Just like a named NPC character, to be honest. Doesn't appear to be. Which means we can, unless they disappeared from last night, because I remember seeing some people and I backed out. Maybe they disappeared or something, I don't know. But let's talk to Alhaitham and Kaveh as well. Things have obviously gotten a lot more serious. For sure they have.
To what extent we can implement the final plan depends on how successfully the Akasha can be modified and configured. And to make sure the configuration works, Aru will also need some further optimization.
Okay.
Yeah, no surprises there.
Once we roll this out, any Sumeru citizens who already have Akasha terminals can simply continue to use their existing devices. This still leaves us with a significant equipment shortage, though. Many groups of people were never issued Akasha terminals, including mercenaries, the desert folk, and many others.
We'll need a supply of rare materials for the renovation of Aru and the production of new terminals. Right now, the best place to source these locally is from the primal constructs within King Deshret's mausoleum.
So, he mentioned that to do something unconventional, so he's talking about the idea that once you roll out any citizens who already have Akasha terminals can simply continue using them. But they need other people to have them as well for whatever he's doing work. So he's saying the final plan, he hasn't really revealed exactly what the full final plan is, I guess. But he's doing something with configuration. And everyone needs to have one.
Time is not on our side here. It's going to be a race against the clock.
The Aru merge and renovation project will have to be carried out by you two. Everything's riding on this, so failure is not an option. Best of luck to you both. As discussed, General Mahamatra Sino and Mr. Hat Guy will source the required materials.
Very cool combo.
Mr. Sethos is quite familiar with the layout of King Deshret's mausoleum. With him accompanying them, things should go quite smoothly.
Oh yeah. No, that's just like, just so many great dynamics here, right?
I have every confidence. In the meantime, we may as well take a breather.
Makes sense. There's not much we can do until the materials arrive.
And you don't want to fall to exhaustion. You'll be no use to anyone in that sense.
Get information.
Great transition. Close. What a crew here, man. Here's the thing. Sethos is not always like my, like, you know, he's not one of my favorite characters, but I do love, like, the Vaughn and Sino with all my heart.
What is this, boot camp? Knock it off.
It's just Sino being Sino. You know what he's like.
Vaughn is so cute all the time, right? One bit of an order that's not from Nahida or like the Traveler or someone, and he's like, knock it off.
Everyone clear on our mission objective. Look at the excess primal constructs, dismantle them, and extract the required materials.
Okay.
And King Deshret's 7 pillars agreed to this?
If they're just sitting there doing nothing, we might as well put them to use. Thoth's words, not mine.
I can actually hear him saying that, you know? Thoth actually seems like the uncle that, like, you know, like, is always, like, repairing stuff in his shop. And you're like, oh, can I have this whole thing? Yeah, take it. No, I'm not using it, you know? Oh, we're playing as... Oh, this is such an interesting crew. Which, by the way, Sino is like on one of my most wished for characters. I really want him as a character, but I think he's only showing up in those... or lately he's only showing up in, like, the idea of maybe the... what you call it? The special banners that you have to, like, hope and pray you get something out of this. This is such a cool location. Really cool. Traversal in Sumeru. Always so good. I mentioned it before, but the Inazuma traversal for me, more time has passed, the worse it's gotten for me in my mind. But it's interesting now, it's like, and it's probably just because we've gotten to so many, like, cool things since then. This is such a cool location. You know what I mean? Like traversal in Natlan will never be topped. It's just the most amazing thing in the world. Like, if you have a Natlan character, like Kanich or Varesa or whatever, and you get to, like, wander around the world there. Oh, interesting. I'm thinking this is a location you can go to, but I never did. Because it's not activating. This is something that probably would have been there all the time, but I never activated it. Very interesting. Some enemies here. Sino's such a good design.
Your sins weigh upon your soul.
I don't know how to use them, but we just randomly do stuff. I remember this is actually so fun.
To Al Akbar! Unsightly insects!
No, I'm flying. I don't think I've talked about it like a lot, but like with Vaughn's voice actor, I think what's so cool. What's so good about Vaughn's voice actor is thank you so much. They're helping along the way. That's so cool. Thank you. You're awesome. That's a really nice way of implementing them and having them still help out, right? For sure. But yeah, Vaughn's voice actor is incredible to me, and it's just because I feel like he plays like a petulant, prickly character who actually has like a lot of softness to him, right? And you can hear in his voice and all this stuff too, you know? It's like there's emotions there, but there's always like a barrier up in some ways too, you know?
Cry louder!
Surrender! Judgment is upon you.
Yeah, he's a great voice actor.
These devices should still be usable even though they're broken down. Let's take them back for the others to review.
It's so cool. We're just literally like gathering equipment. Like, and that's what's been so great with this too, just us getting to like, you know, do our missions, and like everyone has their own like priorities and everything as well. Everyone has to go do their own thing also. It's very cool. Very, very cool. Man, these locations. Is this just some place I could have got already? But obviously, because again, I'm guessing just because we can't activate the markers themselves. Oh, look at them helping out. This is the best way they could have implemented them. This is so good. Because it is just like, hey, like, look, here's some health. They want to help out as much as possible. Everyone's doing their part. It makes it feel so important. It's legitimately so cool. Whoa. Okay.
Move or be moved!
Don't know what Zephyr's power does, but it's okay.
Unsightly insects!
Futile! Your sins weigh upon your soul!
Very cool. And the R&R did not care at all.
How many do we need again?
Enough to make an Akasha terminal for everyone who doesn't own
Oh,
one.
whoa. Yeah, because that seems to be part of the plan is getting even desert dwellers and, people that wouldn't really have one. People, because again, it was a very Sumeru City thing as well, right? Not just Sumeru City, but the surrounding area, I
I
guess.
remember you telling me how revolutionary these Akasha terminals were. You've used one before, right?
Full it is.
It was also a major part in the Archon quest, right? In terms of warping people's minds. It was actually used for a negative for a while. He's such a great design. He really does have such a great design.
Certainly sounds impressive.
Neither Hat Guy nor I have ever had an Akasha terminal.
Right.
Well, if it all goes to plan, that's about to change.
So they need everyone to have an Akasha terminal. So I wonder if it's a matter of connecting everyone in some way to Irminsul then? Because I know everyone's Whoa. Dory gameplay? I never expected this. Not because Dory isn't she's a character in the game. Of course, you could play it or we played with many characters. But I don't know why I never expected Dory. She's always such a outside character, it feels like in a way. But yeah, they're creating Akasha terminals for everybody. I wonder if it's a matter of connecting everyone in some ways to Irminsul at the same time, maybe?
Oh, goody! Thank you so much for handling the delivery. What a long way it was. You've really outdone yourselves. I'm well aware what a bumpy, dangerous journey it must have been. Now, I would have loved to oversee the process myself, but of course, those of us who know the plan can't leave the mausoleum.
Oh, trust me, I'm patting myself on the back for my assembly work here. Simply flawless work.
Of course, it's perfect. Farazan is perfect. So yeah, they said earlier they were blocking off everyone. Or did they say earlier they were blocking off everyone leaving? Well, anyway, it makes sense that people who know the plan can't leave. It's not because they don't trust people entirely. It's just more of a thing of you never know what could be going on. So keeping everyone here who knows the plan probably makes sense. So it can't get out.
But will you really be needing all of this?
Speaking of amazing designs, Farazan's hair. So nice, isn't it?
According to our plan, yes, this is the quantity required. I have no complaints about the quality either. Only the price. So expensive.
Oh, okay. So you have to spend a lot of money.
I heard you covered a lot of the funding out of your own pocket.
The cough?
That's an exaggeration. The academia provided most of the funds. I just offered a small token of my goodwill. Of course, the real tragedy is how little profit I'm making on this. It's a serious crisis when you can't even make money out of it.
And that's what she's obviously lamenting as well, the idea of not being able to make money out of it. Which again, she is a moneymaker. She's a business owner.
It's really quite a beautiful design. And I'm intrigued by how such a diminutive device is able to output the power of the Light Realm.
Light Realm.
Did you attend the lecture on Light Realm energy, Madame Farazan? I don't believe I saw you there.
Of course I attended. I was just a little late, so I had to listen to the whole thing from outside the back door. Ahem. Anyway, I have a perfectly good understanding of Light Realm, elemental and abyssal energy, as well as the relationship between the three.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Master told me in private that the conversion process between Light Realm energy and elemental energy involves highly classified knowledge that shouldn't be disseminated too widely. But even so, the scholars still shared said information.
I don't know if there's information on the actual Light Realm here. But I actually would love to get a reacquaintedness. That's not a word. With the Light Realm. But the conversion process between the Light Realm energy and elemental energy involves highly classified knowledge that shouldn't be disseminated widely. But even so, the scholars still share the said information.
Well, you can't enforce a rule that everyone breaks. Is that the idea?
At first, the Dendro Archon was reluctant to explain it in great depth for safety reasons. Later, she came to terms with it, and simply informed my master that we would all have to face the question of survival together.
Right, so she didn't want to dole out because it is obviously powerful information then as well.
To protect someone from such dangers means keeping them in the dark. But for someone to know and embody the wisdom within, they must understand its very essence. It's an information hazard. We're exposed to danger just by knowing the facts. And just like bait, it lures us in by offering us the solution to our problems. But if you're not careful, you'll end up pursuing it down a dark path.
And this has been a theme in Sumeria quite a bit, where it's like, yes, new information, new ideas, new machines, new worlds, new powers can be very beneficial to the world, but just like in real life as well, in the wrong hands, and in desperate hands, it leads people down a very much a wrong path as well.
A tricky problem. But today, this big problem has been broken down into many smaller, more trivial ones.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Ah, I get it. For instance, you and I share secret knowledge, while she and I take on the risks of life, death, and fate. Something like that?
So the thing they're talking about is this, a big problem has been broken down into many smaller ones, more trivial ones. And she's saying like, well, we'll do this part. But we'll take on the risks of life and death, I guess.
What? That is not what I call a trivial problem.
Well, as they often say in Vahumana, an event that is monumental to the individual is negligible in the grand scheme of history. Generally, the fate of the individual is an insignificant affair.
Being from Amorta, where the subject of our research tends to be a lot more personal, I have to disagree. It's hard to dismiss the individual as insignificant.
In other words, the big problem of survival has been broken down into many small, interconnected factors, and each one of us represents one of those factors.
Is this just like saying how like a problem shared is a problem halved? So it's like this gigantic problem that we're facing here has been broken down into so many different parts of everyone doing their own part and everyone having their own part to play, that they become important factors and interconnected like factors within this problem?
When the same secret is shared with a group of people, the same fate binds them together.
Okay.
Most people would find this unimaginable, but to us scholars, this is the path that has always beckoned to us.
Sharing knowledge is a good way to fight against fate. I will always believe in that. All right. I think that's everything.
Right. Okay, so share again. I wonder if it is like, you know, on again, I'm boiling it down to something very basic here. The idea of like, well, a problem shared is a problem halved. But I wonder if it is like kind of like the thing where it's like when you share more information, more people can get involved, more people can help. Like, you know, when a secret is shared with a group of people, the same fate binds together. So once everyone understands that secret, they all like are bound together by that one secret. And sharing knowledge is a good way to fight against fate. I will always believe in that. So the more people know, the more, I don't know if it's the more they're able to help, or the more they're able to kind of like, the more knowledge they have and the more capable they are once they believe in this as well. Didn't need to phase anything to get here, but the response from Tanari was like, well, actually, everyone's kind of important to your, and everyone is a factor in this whole situation as well, too. Maybe.
Thanks a lot. But don't go anywhere just yet. I'll still be needing you to calibrate the equipment.
Whoa. Okay, so it was just a short section with Dory. Yeah, again, some of those scenes, like, I was like, okay, maybe that's what they meant. Because that's why I can only think it was like, because you're talking about how like information can be dangerous, and especially information on the idea of like of realms and ancient information can be in the wrong hands, can be, you know, very dangerous. The example you would even give is like, you know, the power of the moons, right? In the right hands, it can be like a very beautiful thing. In the wrong hands, like the Torii, it can become something very devastating and brutal. So obviously, like, it's the idea of they don't want to share information, like, and it also, it's not just like how it can be damaging to someone, or it also can be like how an individual can hurt themselves and go down the wrong path and eventually hurt and individually hurt themselves. So it is like a situation where like it's while it's also preventing someone from being evil, it's also protecting someone as well from damaging themselves and hurting themselves in the long run also. And in terms of like the individuality stuff, it just seems like to me they're saying that like, whilst like this in the grand scheme of things, this is one big like experiment and one big idea and one big a bunch of big secrets, there's also the notion that like everyone individually also matters here, because they're all going to be knowing this secret and all going to be part of it and all. That's the part I'm kind of like a little bit confused about, but that's what I'm thinking they're saying, like a problem shared is a problem half, maybe, or maybe it's like more spiritual than I'm thinking. And yeah, in terms of the light realm stuff, I'm sure they will, like, you know, give us more in-depth stuff on it as well. I'm 100% certain that this is stuff that we've seen before, though, 100%. And as I said before, like, I'm not like for me, when I close the game and I don't go on discussion forums, I don't talk about the game with other people in that way. Like, it's pretty much like I talk about you guys in the comment section, and then that's like pretty much it. So if I do like forget some lore stuff, like, don't feel bad about like being like, hey, like, this is actually what this is. You got this wrong or this part here, this wrong. I know we've heard about like the light room before, and like to me, like there's something like triggering my brain about the idea of like I think of like you know, the word primordial comes up in my head and stuff like this too. The word like the terms like of like elemental energy come up in my head as well. But it's one of those things where that could have been heard in passing. That could have been like a comment that someone said as well. That could have been anything, you know what I mean? But those are just things I think of like, oh, the light realm. Was that to do with like this? Something like, you know, dark. Maybe, I know it's light realm, but something to do with elemental energy. Again, that could be something like that as well, right? 110%. So I'm not going to harp on it too much because I would definitely want to like, you know, continue on with the mission. But like, if there is something I can read again, I definitely wouldn't mind reading. Because again, I as I've said, like, when I finish these quests, I discuss them with you guys, and I love these quests. But then it just happens. It's not that I don't care about the lore. It's more just like when a year or 2 years or 6 months passes by and you're not discussing the lore constantly with people, I do usually need you guys to like prop that up a little bit, you know? Yeah.
Okay, the materials are ready. We can proceed with the next phase. Al-Haytham, how are you getting along?
I love when he does this stuff, like the kind of like really technological stuff.
Most of the information in Aru is written in ancient desert scripts. Some of this is written in a tribal language, while other parts seem to be a variant of an Oasis script, based on the glyph forms.
Oh. Not lost to history, I hope.
Some are. All we can do is infer the meaning based on the rules of related languages. Although, this section actually fills in some of the missing historical record. I'm transcribing it so we can bring it back to the academia.
After Aru started up, 2 more lines of text appeared here. Can you read them?
This is what's so great. They're so efficient together as well, you know?
Humans may not read what is written by the gods, except by not reading.
What?
Victory should not be easy to attain, for it symbolizes divine wisdom. Knowledge must not waver, for it has external borders.
What does this mean?
Is this a clue to solving a puzzle? Or is it being symbolic?
You never know in Genshin. You never know in Genshin.
You can't read it unless you don't read it. Victory is wisdom. Knowledge is confined by borders. Wait, I think I've got it. It's a metaphor, isn't it? It's talking about...
I'm gonna interrupt him.
A chessboard.
Okay. Wait, it unlocks... That is such a great scene, by the way. That's so cinematic as well, especially with their relationship for Kaveh to almost say it and I'll hate them to like finish his sentence. It's very them. So wait, so the idea of like, you cannot read unless you don't read it. On victory is wisdom, knowledge is confined by borders. Victory should not be easy to attain, for it symbolizes divine wisdom. Knowledge must not waver as has external borders. So like, it's like, you have borders in which like positions you can move, I guess? I mean, I'll go with them.
Right. The youth of today are skilled at solving riddles.
Here they go again.
Have the secrets buried in the desert not been unearthed over the years all the same? Since Aru is a place reachable through wisdom, this day was bound to come sooner or later.
Oh, I've always been against overly cryptic sentences. Don't you get tired of reading and writing all that?
Honestly, like, for me, like, it depends on the situation. Like, I love a good cryptic thing that makes me go, what? And then you find out in the end what it is. I just know Genshin, like, again, is a vast game with so many different things that's evolved, and, like, you know, with lore and different side quests and all this stuff, too, that we've done and haven't done. So really, like, it can be like something that's super cryptic that's answered right away, like it was here, I guess. But in sometimes in Genshin it'll be like the great Balaru of Gulama, and you're like the big great Balaru Gulama, and they won't explain until like 3 regions like later. But you know, that's just the way things go with Genshin. It's one big expansive world that never stops expanding. You know, they expect you, if you're playing on year 2, to be playing on year 5 if you want the full story.
Ah, it's you three. Just in time. We've been delving deep into Aru, and now this board has appeared.
I've heard this was how you'd while away your free hours. You must be quite the experts by now.
Oh my god, I hate them so cheeky.
It is true. King Deshret's chess games are some of the most well-loved of all his wonderful creations. If you have ever been to Safhe Shatranj, you may well be familiar with the chess pieces you see here.
It's like the place outside. Yeah, we've seen it before, right? There's a chessboard, like kind of like a chessboard, in the desert.
Is this chessboard supposed to be another visualization of the interior of Aru, then?
So pretty.
Naturally. Visitors, everything is ready. Only by completing the challenge on the board in accordance with the rules will you be permitted to overwrite Aru.
1 second. It's not dangerous,
Good
is
question.
it?
Very good question.
Dangerous? Why, yes, of course.
Not putting their mind at ease.
I should be the one to go, then. Wait for me here.
Sounds like the self-confidence of our present company has rubbed off on you.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm your upperclassman, and that means I have to look out for
Ooh,
you.
Kaveh. That's so adorable. Oh my god, I wonder what he was going to say to that. That's so adorable, being like, I'm the senior. I got to look out for you. That's adorable.
I appreciate the sentiment, but a game of chess typically requires 2 players.
That is true. That is true.
Besides, I'm sure they won't let things get out of hand. Keeping things relatively safe is in your best interest too, isn't it?
By the way, can we just comment on the fact that I'll hate them responded to Kaveh with I appreciate the sentiments? When does it happen?
Fair enough. I mean, you guys are controlling the difficulty, so please don't go too hard on us, all right?
Ah, but Bennu said he wanted to put some respect into these whippersnappers.
Put some respect?
All right. All right.
Thank you. Obviously, we'll still try to be careful. This doesn't seem like ordinary chess. Is the goal to defeat the opponent?
Yeah, it's very different from like an ordinary chessboard.
No, you must enter the board and pass the trials we have placed there.
Oh, they're legit serious about this. They're like gonna set up some trials for us.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Oh my god, I love when they're united. I love it so much. Oh wow, okay. During the chess trial, Alhaitham and Kaveh must move separately, consuming actions as they do to traverse the obstacle-strewn chessboard. The trial can only be passed once both Alhaitham and Kaveh reach the end. This is so fun. The areas that Alhaitham and Kaveh pass through will be marked. Alhaitham is unable to enter an area that Kaveh has marked, and vice versa. Returning to an area that has already been marked will remove the mark and return the actions previously consumed. Kaveh can move some of the pieces on the chessboard, and he can only push them towards empty areas. Okay. Alhaitham can activate some of the pieces on the chessboard to unlock certain areas. These areas become passable. I'm really interested to see what's going to go.
The first trial is posed by me.
Oh, it's a crocodile trial.
I don't think this is going to stop us.
Oh, I shouldn't have done
But
that.
the key to this game lies in working together.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will be deemed to have broken the rules.
Oh my god.
Looks like it's up to me. Marak, can you open it?
Can I say? The big
King
argument.
Deshret's favorite primal construct. Living on in suitcase form, of all things. Amusing.
I love that they're like noticing
Oh, excellent work.
Marak, which is really cool. I never know when they're going to stop talking. I'm a yapper too, guys, pillars. I might as well be Pillar King Deshret as well. But yeah, now it makes sense. Because I was like, man, they're really leaning in on the joke of them like arguing all the time. Right? All the time. Because I remember last episode, I was like, man, they're going like really far into like the Alhaitham and Kaveh like arguing with each other this time. It's like really far this time. Because they're going to have a whole mission where they're going to have to work together. This is like putting the t-shirt on two people being like, I put this in the t-shirt on until they start, working together or whatever. So like, actually like, once again, Genshin does this thing where I'm like, I wasn't criticizing. I was like, okay, I was just like, oh, they're like going further than usual into like the
Strange time to catch up on sleep.
The joke, right?
I'm not sleeping, I'm thinking. It's not that simple, you know.
But it's actually like, it was actually had a meaning to it. So if I do this. Is this to help Kaveh, to Alhaitham pass? Can we switch people? Oh, that's how you switch. We just go into this? No, we have to go here. We both have to get to this place so we can do this, right? Okay, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be super fun. Okay.
Now is the time for my trial. Now, don't be nervous. I'll make it nice and easy for you.
I trust you.
Really?
Thanks in advance. We appreciate it.
So if we move... Can't move that. We can move this though to give Alhaitham a way to get up here. So if I go back down here, it gives us back our movement. So if I go up here, Alhaitham can activate this, which removes that. This is super fun. And again, it makes sense with their characters to be the ones that like have to like do this, right? Because they were like kind of arguing quite a bit. It's really like fun. It's really fun. They're arguing more than even usual, I'd say. Is this too far? We might have gone too far. Unless there's a way to go down. Like, what's this here? Yeah. We can destroy this. Switch to Kave. Put this back here. Over there like that. And then have Alhaitham come up here like this. Oh, you can't walk on the same tiles as well, which is so interesting. Okay, that's interesting. You cannot walk on the same tiles. Very interesting. Okay, this is so fun. I could do this for a while. I really could. Really fun stuff.
Ibis King, don't you think this all rather inappropriate? You may as well be handing them victory on a silver platter. Do not expect me to follow your lead.
Ha! Suit yourself.
You can use this already to unlock that. Can we make it over here? We can. But that's not what we have to get here, so maybe we have to make it over here. Actually, we have to make it up there. So we have to get Kave and start moving this down to give Alhaitham a way to go through here. And then we go back up through here like this. And let Alhaitham move up like this. So we can unlock that as well, which then allows Alhaitham well, actually, if we switch to Kavi then and knock this out of the way. Twice. And then we let Alhaitham knock the other red part out of the way as well. This is such a freaking fun time, man. They did such a good job with this. It's so fun. So now we kind of go, I guess they can kind of go around in a circle now. Not really, because we need to... Is this a reset thing? Unless... No, we can't. Okay. Unless we push it over here. No, I think it's gonna be even further bad because we need this pathway. I might need to reset. Do I need to reset?
Strange time to catch up on sleep.
Yeah, we need to reset. Okay. So,
Ibis King, don't you think this all rather inappropriate? You may as well be handing them victory on a silver platter. Do not expect me to follow your lead.
Ha! Suit yourself.
So we don't want to push that over there. We want to actually like maybe push it. Well, actually, let's start by pushing this over here. Actually, like we did before, and like we can push it all the way down to the corner, maybe. Yep. So now that's there. We want to kind of push this. See, we can do this.
Strange time to catch up on sleep.
I'm not sleeping, I'm thinking. It's not that simple, you know.
Well, first of all, I'll hate them do this up here. So that unlocks this. The big thing is it's just also like letting him unlock this, but we have to like find a better path from up this way. So actually, maybe pushing it. No, that's not gonna work. Unless we like push this over here like this. But is that gonna block I'll hate them as well? It is gonna block I'll hate them. I think we have to reset again.
Ibis King, don't you think this all rather inappropriate? You may as well be handing them victory on a silver platter. Do not expect me to follow your lead.
Ha! Suit yourself.
There we go, and then we'll do this. Yeah, just it's that one item over there that's becoming our big problem here, which we can figure out what to do with it. We can. So that deactivates this. Then we can use. Well, let's send I'll hate them back first of all, and maybe what we do is actually this. Oh, the path is blocked because we already went through this. So unless we like push it up like that, and then we can have a way to push it back in like to there. So then
Strange time to catch up on sleep.
we're literally doing stuff.
I'm not sleeping.
We're literally doing stuff, I'll hate them.
thinking. It's not that simple, you know.
So I can activate that, and then he still has a shorter way to get up to this area over here. So you can activate this. So then I'll hate them get over here like this. And well, actually, we might have to send I'll hate them back. First of all. Because we're going to push this around and up. Into this slot up here. Yep. And now we can both go there. This is fun. This is nice. You know, this is nice. So charming and so great. So fun.
Done.
Finally. It's over.
I found it to be... that was a really great part of it. I liked it a lot.
But seriously, that was incredible. Standing on the chessboard felt completely different from standing on solid ground.
That's awesome.
And also, Oh, sorry. I'll save my thoughts for later. Thanks to the three of you for helping us out with this. Is it just me, or were you giving us quite a lot of guidance along the way?
So they're actually trying to help out?
We made but a humble contribution.
So yeah, it's clear that they're helping in their own way. They want us to succeed, right? They want us to
You
succeed.
lived up to our expectations. Bravo! Our aid was not given for naught.
That's awesome. So they saw something in Kaveh and Al-Haytham and this plan, of course, as well. They were like, look, yes, we did help, but it was more you just living up to our expectations.
In addition to the existing functions, I'd like to ask you for another favor.
Oh?
Since Aru's interference shield can cover the entirety of the mausoleum, it should be possible to extend its range even further. Perhaps you can find a way.
So they want to extend out the shield
So,
to defend it?
building upon the existing functions to... Ah, I'm with you!
Imagine for a moment. What would the ideal outcome look like if this function were compatible with the devices?
What, with the Akasha devices?
I agree. This is the best solution possible.
Wait.
Please, everyone, we beg you to help
Wait,
us.
so is he saying that like if they were able to extend the shields and they're compatible with the Akasha devices? Is that what he's saying? That it will be able to protect everybody?
Me oh my.
Me oh my.
Well, since you ask so very nicely, I suppose... Goti? Kroko? What do you say?
Naturally.
I think that's what they're getting here. Maybe the devices is something different here, so but I assumed it was kind of like maybe like protecting using the Akashas maybe to like extend the defenses of the Aru terminal. Because they used the Akasha to turn devices to talk about Akasha before, so I wonder if that is what they're doing here. Let's go talk to Nahida as well. Yeah, as I said, we're not gonna like fully get everything, but that's that's cool. That's all cool.
There you are. Miss Nicole truly is an angel. She shows great wisdom in guiding others. And she has already sent word to Natlan on our behalf.
That's so cute. I love she's like, yeah, she's lovely. That's just basically her saying like she is absolutely lovely.
She said that while the other members of the Hexen Circle are busy with important work, she is quite free. And she is more than willing to accompany the people of Sumeru for the entire journey.
That's awesome. And this is truly exciting getting to like talk to the people of Natlan.
Oh, yes, Nicole, all right. Always super patient and loves to help everyone out.
Yeah.
She's the best.
No, she's amazing.
She is. So kind and enthusiastic.
I love this praise, calling her an angel, which she is. But like, it was like saying she really is an angel. It's like someone being like, yeah, she is an angel, but she's really is an angel, you know?
Well, time for us to get going.
We're going now?
Let's head out.
I'm so excited. Oh, they're head to the. We're literally. I love that we're literally going to the actual border itself. Is that the border there? Is that what Irminsul done? You see like the waves up there? Is that like the defensive like thing that it's done? That's super interesting. Irminsul really providing defense here. I did see some people say, by the way, they said that like you can change the outfit. I know you can. For me personally, I actually think I just prefer this outfit to the new outfit. I don't know. I just like this more. I think it looks cooler to me, and it's also just this is just the Traveler to me, you know. I know we were supposed to use them to fly through the air at this point, but there we go. Are we actually gonna get to meet the Natlan characters? Oh, that was really like anticlimactic. I thought it would go further. Unless we just flew out of the thing by accident. That could be it too. Yeah, there's... Oh, no, we definitely did. Yeah, we definitely did. This is so cool. You can actually see, I think that's what the air missile did, like, is defending it, like, with this type of, like, protection here. And this is the... Oh, we can see Natlan. Oh, my God. I'm so nostalgic for Natlan already.
This should be one of the closest places to Natlan in all of Sumeru.
You tell him, Zach.
There's the barrier Nicole and Nefer mentioned. It completely cuts this nation off from the others.
So that's the barrier that Irminsul created?
But why? Why separate you from the rest of the world now, specifically?
I thought it was just like, as a defense mechanism.
And if I'm not mistaken, Irminsul was polluted once before, wasn't it?
I think that's right. The forbidden knowledge was eliminated, but the fact that Irminsul was polluted should remain unchanged. Oh my god! So freaking sick.
I'm wondering the same thing myself.
She's so sick. She's so sick.
That voice. Mawika! You got here pretty quickly.
I'm so happy to see her, right? It's so exciting, but it's so funny that like the traveler went, that voice. What other ladies on a red bike do you know? I wonder who that is.
Hello, traveler. It's been a while.
Oh my god, I love her so much.
Hello there.
Oh, Nahita's here too.
Hello, Dendro Archon.
A meeting of two Archons. This is stuff that, like, you know, you never expect to happen, but again, it's so cool that it is happening.
Mawika, I apologize for asking you to meet at the border on such short notice. I also apologize for not being able to greet you in person. The form in which you see me now is one carried by the traveler.
Ah.
The real me is inside the mausoleum of King Deshret, and I am reaching out to you with my mind from here.
Nahita really is very powerful, isn't she?
Irminsul has been infiltrated by the Doctor.
There it is.
We must be on our guard, as he can spy on information in the world from within the tree.
That's so scary.
Fortunately, there is no record of the traveler in Irminsul, and you are still within Natlan's borders.
Wait, so he can't spy on Mawika and he can't spy on us, but he can spy on everyone else within Sumeru? Is that what they're saying?
My records will be preserved in the Night Kingdom
There you
rather
go.
than the ley lines. As long as the Night Kingdom remains disconnected from the ley line cycle, the Doctor has no way of knowing my movements.
Absolutely great. Such a smart thing here to use that in this way.
Exactly.
But it's like one of the things, not like I think there's always a mixture of like Genshin knew where they were going from the start of the story 110%, and also like utilization of the lore that they already have. And both is good writing, right? It's like one of those things where you can definitely tell that they had this idea from like all these ideas ready to go because it's been built up on it so well throughout the years. But I also think there's like elements as well where they're like, oh yeah, we also have this. We could definitely use that. That makes sense in this part. That makes sense in this part. So like I think it's both good writing, but I think it's 80% they knew exactly what they were doing, and 20% also like adding to that by being like, oh yeah, and we also have this thing that like they wouldn't be able to touch them in the Night Realm, right? Yes, you know, I love that aspect about the writing.
So by meeting each other in this way, the meeting essentially never happened. No wonder Paimon didn't come. You were concerned that her activity would be recorded by
Right,
Irminsul.
and so this is like, that's so cool, the idea of a meeting that just never happened.
The Natlanese have heard about the situation in Sumeru. With the borders sealed off, merchants have been forced to stop their shipments. It's pretty serious. And you're the ones bearing the brunt of
And
it.
it's so interesting that they bring up stuff like that as well, because that's what would happen, right? Like, if there's a border up here as well where you can't enter, then, like, obviously, like, you know, the one area, like, to get to most areas, you would probably have to pass through Sumeru from Natlan, right?
I'd like to address the question you raised at the beginning. I can offer a brief explanation, although it will sound rather cruel. I don't reach this conclusion gladly, but Irminsul predates the heavenly principles. It existed long ago, when the dragons of Natlan were at the height of their
They were
power.
talking about this as well, right? Pep was talking about this.
So even when the people of Sumeru became ill because of pollution, it was not a critical issue from the perspective of Irminsul itself. As long as it continues to function normally, the barrier will not be activated.
So even though the people of Sumeru became ill, Irminsul was like, okay, this isn't a big deal in the perspective of like me, and I'm still working.
But this time, the Doctor's invasion has directly affected the tree. That is what caused the barrier to deploy.
So it's not just the people of Sumeru that are getting hurt, it's also just like, it's the tree itself. It's using its defense mechanism.
The heavenly principles established a rule that when Irminsul is plunged into grave danger, a portion of power will be reserved to isolate Sumeru.
And it's a heavenly principle rule, okay?
That way, even if Sumeru is destroyed, the outside world at least has some time to catch
That's
its
such a
breath.
brutal way of putting it. It is a very kind of cruel way if you think about it. It's like, it's a barrier literally just made so that when Sumeru gets absolutely effed up, the rest of the world can be like, we have a bit of time to prepare. It is cruel. It's like cruel in such an honestly brutal way.
We'd certainly need it.
Right? It's like, if Sumeru gets absolutely effed up, you guys have breathing room. It's not a barrier that's just like, oh yeah, we're protecting the people of Sumeru. It's like, it's like there's a zombie virus and we're containing Raccoon City so that it doesn't affect other places, you know?
The heavenly principles created almost everything that exists in Teyvat today. To them, preserving the existence of the world and its inhabitants takes priority over protecting Sumeru.
And this is exactly the analogy I used there as well, where it's like the idea of like nuking Raccoon City to preserve the rest of the world. Or like the idea of like, you know, destroying one town because, you know, of a virus or something. Yeah, it's like been happening in media since, you know, those things were a thing.
Meaning, protecting Sumeru now falls to you.
Yeah. Because the heavenly principles are like, yeah, F it, like, we'll let you die. We'll let you die because at least like the rest of the world will be protected.
Yes. My own power
So
may
cruel.
be limited, especially compared to yours. But that doesn't mean that we're just gonna sit around and wait for the end.
Yes.
If necessary, I will utilize any and every means at my disposal.
This is so great. This is legitimately, like such a great story. It's cruel, it's terrifying, it's so sad, but it's such a well done story. And I can feel it in my heart now as well. Like when she says, like, you know, as well, like, we're not going to wait for the end. The word "the end" is there because this is someone infiltrating Irminsul. This is Irminsul believing that they're hurt beyond the point of like maybe like no return, and the heavenly principles that put this in place to basically mean like to mean that like Sumeru can get destroyed, but the rest of the world has to be protected. This barrier, while we thought it was a defensive mechanism for Sumeru, so that like nothing could like really infiltrate it anymore, it actually is just like this containment cage that is like it's like a blast container for like a bomb. That's what it is. It's like, let's just hope it doesn't affect the rest of the world. It is like trapping people who are like ill inside of like one room so they can't infect. It's so cruel. You know what I mean? It's so cruel when you think about it.
Nicole of the Hexen Circle didn't say exactly what this meeting was about. But after hearing everything you've said so far, I think I can guess where this is going.
That's right. Nahida and I discussed it at length. We both know how presumptuous this is.
Yeah?
But
you need the pyronosis, don't you?
Whoa. Oh no.
Yes, you guessed correctly.
While I understand they may need this, I just hate the idea of the pyronosis being like out of Natla and out of Mavika's hands, like for someone else to pick up and grab. You know what I mean? It's very worrying.
Originally, I only intended to borrow it, but the situation is far graver than I foresaw.
Whoa.
So instead, what I ask of you is to please give the pyronosis to Sumeru.
That is a huge ask.
Why do you sound so nervous? There's no need to be shy.
Mavika.
Surely a gnosis is pretty important to a god.
I guess, but it's not as if losing it would suddenly render us powerless.
Yeah, you're talking about the lady. I mean, you could say it was maybe like to do with the nose as well, but the lady who like went toe to toe with the captain, you know?
But I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that. With all the nations you've traveled to and all the gods you've met, you must have realized that by now.
That the gnosis isn't the be all and end all of this world?
As far as I'm concerned, a gnosis is basically an elemental energy enhancer. But I don't usually use it. You know me. I like to think I'm pretty strong without
Jesus
it.
Christ, you are, Mavika. Of course you are. Look at this pose as well. She's so cool. She's so cool.
Yeah. Not about to dispute
Again,
that.
we saw her go toe to toe with the captain, you know?
So you see, you don't need to sweat it. Here.
What?
Take the pyronosis.
And she passes it over like it's like, you know, hey, yeah, don't worry about it. You can have my, you know, my drink. You can have my bottle of water.
Huh? Just
yeah,
like
just
that?
that's simple.
Uh-huh. Just like that. To tell the truth, I've always toyed with the idea of giving it to someone who needs it more than I do.
She is incredible.
I know you accompanied Nahida here to try and increase the chance of success. It's a good thing you did, because your involvement is one of the main reasons you've managed to persuade me.
That is awesome. The fact that, like, again, that the Traveler has such a reputation as well, right? Because it's also trust. It's the relationship they have, but also would be as well, like, it's a trust in that this could be accomplished because the Traveler can do anything.
Are you sure about this? Handing over your Gnosis just because of me?
I need to grab your cheeks, okay? I need to squeeze them and I need to say, buddy, you literally were one of the biggest reasons that Natlan is here. You were literally one of the reasons that, like, all these people are alive. Of course she's trusting you with this.
I won't try to quantify it, but trust me. Handing over the Gnosis to Tumaini is far from the craziest idea
I want to be clear as well, like,
of.
it is crazy to me as well. Like, it's a crazy moment, right? But, like, with him asking the question of, like, are you sure? Like, after she said all these things here as well, it's like, yes, it's an understandable question, but also at the same time, too, of all people, I feel like if you think of one person she would hand the Gnosis over to, it's like, oh yeah, the dude who, like, is the hero of Natlan, you know?
Besides, even if you hadn't come here personally, I think I still would have agreed to Nahida's request.
Yeah, I want to just make it clear. I'm not saying the Traveler is crazy for asking that question because it is a crazy moment. I was like going like, oh my god, you're giving over the Gnosis just like that. But obviously, I always just want the Traveler to know like how many amazing things he's done and how trusted he is. You know what I mean? I feel like I also would trust him with my life easily.
Irminsul doesn't just affect Sumeru. It impacts all of Teyvat. I know all too well how difficult it can be to protect the things you care about. So logically, morally, or however you want to cut it, helping you is the right thing to do.
Love that. Really love that.
You don't need to tell me the specifics of your plan. Where the Gnosis is involved, the tighter the secrecy, the higher your chances of success.
That's so true, especially with all the... well, I know the Doctor can't spy in this as well, but like, I guess, you know, we talked about the idea of like, the less people know, the better sometimes as well.
Malika.
Oh my god, Nahida's eyes shaking as well.
My heartfelt thanks go to you and the people of Natlan.
Malika's incredible. Like, she just casually giving over the Gnosis in this way too. Obviously because of the trust she has in these characters also. But this means so much to the people of Sumeru, right? This means so much. And I think that Malika knows what it's like to go through a crisis, to think that your whole world is going to end tomorrow. We were going through a time in Natlan where like it was legit feeling like we saw thousands of people die right in front of us. Malika knows the pain of losing people and losing your people. And the thought that your world might not be here tomorrow. If there's anyone who understands, it's Malika. If there's anyone.
But now for the hard part. How do I actually give it to you?
Oh yeah.
The Irminsul barrier is right in the way.
I have an idea.
He just runs into it. No way. Because he's not affected by it, right? Yeah, he's... Wait, what? He wouldn't be affected by it.
Just as I thought.
Yeah,
Incredible. What did you do?
Is it just that he's not affected by this barrier?
Just made a lucky guess. This seems to happen quite a lot.
Yes.
Things that apply to everyone else don't seem to apply to me.
I have chills.
I figured the same might be true here.
I have chills because this is, again, the Traveler using his experience with this world to understand this world better, and it's so freaking cool, and it never, ever feels like, you know, a drag on the audience where it's like, oh, like, you know, we never once with the Traveler in these later stages in this story never have to go like, but you're the Traveler, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Yes, earlier I was like, oh, buddy, you have to understand how amazing you are, right? But that's different. That's like trying to make him feel like, you know, amazing about himself. But like, it's like these moments where he's like, yeah, like, things don't ever apply to me, so let's just try this, right? You know? So we don't have to sit here going like, maybe go through the barrier, maybe try that, you know? It's the same thing with like in other stories where the Traveler has been like, oh, I'm going to get my friends to help me out here in terms of like getting Ningguang to pull some strings for me. It's like, yeah, of course you would. You're the Traveler. I love that the game doesn't ignore the fact that he has gone through so many things. He understands his world better. He's more famous. People respect him more. He has more pull in this world. He's more like all these things. It never just feels like an RPG where, oh, he's still just like this new kid on the block all the time. He is legitimately experienced as heck in so many ways.
Irminsul usually produces
so
effects
cool.
based on the records it holds. Since the Traveler is a descender, Irminsul contains no records of him, and thus has no way to impede him.
Hell yeah, that's so good.
Is that right? You really are full of surprises.
Smile.
Catch.
Whoa!
She's so cool. She's so cool. A quick catch.
Thank you, Mawika. Thank you for trusting us with something so important.
Oh, Zach, it's so amazing to hear your voice.
All right. No need to get so formal. It's not like we're strangers. Besides, there's still one problem. You might be able to pass through the barrier, but I don't know about the Gnosis. Any other surprises for us, Traveler?
Can't the Traveler warp between, like, I think it's actually like a, if I'm not mistaken, there was like, wasn't there a piece of lore that shows that when he passes through those warp points, it's actually him like factually, legitimately, literally like going through the warp points and like reappearing at the other warp points? Can he just do that?
Let me try something.
Oh my god, he's trying something else?
I have the Pyronosis in my hand. It feels strangely ordinary. Not particularly heavy, and yet this tiny thing symbolizes the mighty authority of a god.
Right. What is he doing?
I need to think hard about my memories of Pyro. My memories of journeying through Natlan. All those important experiences I've had.
Holy hell! And there's Mikey as well. This cast, man. I'm getting so emotional just looking at them. This is such a great cast. If you hated this cast, you're going to hell. Like, it's so good.
The Gnosis disappeared. Traveler, are you alright?
Did you? What happened?
I'm fine.
Did he absorb it?
The Pyronosis disappeared into my body. Just like phlogiston.
Oh, whoa.
Maybe it resonates with you because you've mastered the power of phlogiston. You might not be recorded in the ley lines, but you're still our
He just
Tumini.
literally absorbed it, man. That's so crazy. I have chills. I have so many chills. This is a 10 out of 10 scene. It's so good. The way it did slow motion as he walked through the barrier, I thought for a second we were going to hear like Dotori's voice or something being like, well played, now you have the Gnosis, it's mine. You know, because like the way you kind of like did like a slow motion cinematic kind of feel, I was like, oh no, I'm so paranoid. Amazing, I made it back through with the Gnosis.
Please allow me to express my gratitude once again, Mawika.
Pleasure. Well, I've given you all the help I can. The rest is up to you.
Oh,
Good
man.
luck.
Let's talk for a bit longer. I know we can't.
We won't let you down.
Oh my god. Naida doing the freaking like cool fist bump thing.
Yeah. We aren't about to lose.
This is a 10 out of 10 scene. This is so freaking good. It had so many elements to it that I just freaking adored about this game. Oh my god, don't tell me we're doing a nighttime conversation. Is this calm before the storm? Is this Legolas and Aragorn having their conversation? The reason why I say it's a 10 out of 10 scene, guys, is because it has the moments of the Traveler realizing like he is the Traveler. That's one of my favorite things in this game. It's always been one of my favorite things in the game. I always bring back the idea of the mission where like he was in Liyue and he pulled some strings and got Ningguang involved in some. Oh, we're high up. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, this is so cool. Look at the view here. But yeah, he pulls some strings to get Ningguang involved, right? He understands, like, I'm the Traveler. I do things differently. I'm not a part of this world in the same way. This is so cool. It's also the cruelty and the pain that was brought up in the cruelty and the hopelessness, but the cruelty and the brutality of the idea of how this is not a barrier to protect Sumeru. This barrier was put up to protect the rest of the world and contain Sumeru's trauma and demise so that they could die and the rest of the world could live. That is so cool to think about. But then Mawika understanding the pain that we will be going through right now and understanding more than anyone what Nahida's going through right now, which is the desire to protect her own people, but feeling sometimes hopeless in that situation as well. Mawika knows better than anybody, and her also like being so willing to give the Gnosis because of her trust of the Traveler. And I think as well there's an element, as you said, she understands more than anybody. Made it such a fantastic scene too. And then also just having Mawika be so cool, having the Traveler walk through the barrier and absorb the Gnosis, having her throw the Gnosis to him like she's the coolest person who ever freaking lived, and then seeing Nahida do like a fist bump to Mawika as well, the two Archons fist bumping through a barrier. If there's anything that means so much to me as a fist bump through a barrier where they can't actually touch, but they're still trying to use the essence of a fist bump. A thank you that means so much to or a thank you means so much to Mawika, and also like a gesture that means so much to Nahida. Such a cool united front, such a cool scene. It was great. It was great. It had everything. Everything. That's the type of scenes that get me so like pumped up in these games. Oh man, this Sumeru is crazy. It's such a crazy region. Because it had the hopelessness, it had the cruelty, but it also had hope as well. It had this like companionship that I love so much. Yeah. It had understanding as well. It had understanding.
Traveler, Paimon, how are you
We're
feeling?
so high up now, you can never catch me up here.
Paimon's a teensy bit nervous, but only a teeny tiny bit. Seems like she's gotten way braver over the last few years, huh?
Oh yeah, 100%. So the thing is as well, now we know that they're using the Light Realm, right? They're using the Gnosis. They're using the Akasha, and all these. So we know we don't know the full idea of the plan fully of what they're doing here. At least maybe I might have missed it, but like we know that what they're doing here anyway with those three things at the very least.
Of course. After all the adventures you've had with the Traveler, I'm sure you've gained a lot of experience and grown as a person.
I'm doing all right. What about you, Nahida? How are you holding up?
With the negative effects of Irminsul, I am a bit like a piece of fruit that's been burrowed into by hungry insects and left to rot. I'd be lying if I said it was nothing.
So yeah, she's still feeling it, like she's still if she's still there, but it's like it feels wrong, it feels rotten.
But please don't worry. We all know what we're getting into, and we've prepared as well as we can. I believe in everyone. I believe in you. And I believe in myself.
Love that.
Stoking the fire inside oneself is certainly one way to live, but knowing when to rely on one's companions is also a form of great wisdom.
That's awesome, yeah. And like that's what we just did as well, in terms of relying on Mawika as well.
I've been quietly learning little things from everyone, like plucking tufts of fur from a sumpter beast.
She's so cute.
Me too. With the constant traveling, I'm always learning and growing. That's the journey of life.
Yeah. It 100% a great way to put it.
I think there's someone else here who would share that sentiment.
Of course. Her son.
Don't worry about what I think. I was just passing by and happened to overhear your conversation.
Yeah, but you came over here, so you wanted to talk for sure. If there's anyone who knows about the idea of growth, it's Vaughn.
What are you talking about, hat guy? This is the top floor. No one passes by the top floor.
Says who? You can fly just like I can. I would have thought it makes sense to you of all people.
That feels like Vaughn's calling on their earlier conversation. I understood you. You don't understand me? We both fly. We have that thing, you know?
I don't know why, but I feel a little more relaxed now.
Yeah, a little joke between the two of them.
It shows that you feel comfortable laying down your burdens in our presence.
Yeah.
It means that Sumeru is a place you can trust, where you know we have your back.
That's awesome way of putting it. Awesome way of putting it. A joke with the Vaughn, a conversation with Nahida, it's making us feel better, right?
And we feel exactly the same way around you.
Aww.
That's what it means to be friends.
It's so true though. Like the trust the Traveler has of people and the trust that he put in him and that he puts in everyone else is such a beautiful thing. Where'd Vaughn go? Oh my god, there's more characters here.
Feel free to mingle if you'd like some time to catch up with people. Just remember to get a good night's sleep when you're done.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is a very important day.
110%. Yeah, when I say Sumeru is like a perfect region, like you look at just the desert itself and like how incredibly designed it is. So we can walk around to people in an optional sense and talk to everyone, but that's like that seems like it's the final mission over there, right? So let's go around and talk to as much people as possible. You okay, Kaveh?
It's finally done. Ugh, but I have a nagging feeling that there's something I've forgotten.
Yeah?
Oh, there you are. Everything wrapped up on your end?
Pretty face.
Okay, fair enough. That was a pointless question. We were working in tandem, after all.
You must really be exhausted.
Well, it's been a busy day for both of us.
This means so much to me.
When work ends, you clock out. No looking back.
That's a healthy mentality.
Yeah, we're definitely due a break. Probably a little late to start drinking now, though. I'll stick with water.
They always drink together as well. No, this is really important, right? Because yeah, they bicker a lot, but as I said, they care so much about each other as well. So like, this is actually like a super important conversation for me also.
Here, this one's for you.
Glass of water?
Thanks.
Look at this. Oh my god, this is like the most cordial. We never see them like so cordial.
You want a bite to eat? I can grab us something. Or wait, I think there's a stove nearby. Let me take a look.
Are you nervous?
A little,
Oh,
yeah.
Kaveh.
Unlike you, it seems. How are you not feeling at all nervous?
Because everything that happens next is beyond my individual control. I don't worry about things I cannot influence.
What do you mean, cannot influence? You're the one who came up with half of the strategies we ended up using.
He's like, buddy, wait, hold on. You said you could do this.
There's only so much I can do. I was only doing my duty.
That makes sense. It's not like he's like fully confident or like fully confident in his agency in this situation, but he's like, I'm doing the best I can.
Was it like this last time, too?
You mean with Azar and his accomplices? Yes and no. The situation back then was easier to control, but we weren't as prepared as we are this time.
Right.
So the enemy is stronger.
Get away from the ledge.
But so are we. I still vividly remember the way you interrogated me in the library after the fact. Where were you when Sumeru needed you most?
If your memory is so vivid, you might also recall that it was you who came looking for an argument. You're often the one who initiates these things, you know.
Right. I do think Kaveh does, like, get frustrated, right? But I generally also do feel that Al-Haytham can't deny that that his responses are, like, genuinely, like, would frustrate even the most, like, gentle person. Like, he like, you know what I mean? And he knows this, too. He does, like, because he knows he's trying to, like, rage bait Kaveh sometimes.
I came for a conversation. I didn't know it was going to turn into an argument. Anyway, at least I showed up this time. So, what do you think?
What do you think of you showing up this time?
What do I think? I think we're certainly better off for
Yes!
It's good having me around to help out, huh?
Absolutely. As a citizen of Sumeru, you displayed a remarkable sense of responsibility in the face of disaster.
Al-Haytham.
Certainly feels that way. I just shudder to think how the world would have ended up if we hadn't gotten control of the situation. So, do you think this is what impending disaster looks like? The sky is so clear, and there isn't a whiff of decay or destruction in the air. It's hard to imagine that the fall of humanity could happen on an ordinary day like this.
I love that notion. Not love it, but like it's a really like great like an interesting notion, right? Like it's a beautiful sky, the world feels amazing and nothing feels out of place, but this could be like the end of Sumeru, you know? But I also love as well, like, you know, and I'll hate them acknowledging Kaveh, you know, did great stuff here for Sumeru also. It's like a very healthy thing to also acknowledge. Because again, they bicker a lot, but it's also good to acknowledge each other's strengths and when each other do really well also, right?
Awful things happen all the time.
True.
Sometimes people can stop them, and sometimes they can't.
100%, but like, I think Kaveh is like 100%, like, I get how he's feeling. Because it's like, yes, all the things can happen on the sunniest day you've ever seen in your life, right? 110%. But there's a different feeling like if you know something awful could very much happen and you know that there's something you're trying to prevent that's awful from happening and you're looking out at the sky and it's a beautiful sun, the air smells beautiful, and it's like, wow, this is a day that something really terrible can happen.
What you and I have done is increase our chances of stopping this one.
Hell yes. Kaveh, oh my god, look at Kaveh's side profile.
Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can.
Wait. That quote.
Oh, nothing. It's nothing.
I feel like we've heard that quote from the early parts because that was a quote. I remember, like, I think I remember talking about the idea of a quote that, like, little tiny things that you do can affect things in bigger ways, right? So again, like, just like everyone was a factor in this, like we were talking about earlier, like the tiny things that they did to prevent this from happening, they did their part. And obviously, like, it's like people, you know, contributing made people feel more hopeful, and it did. It gave people more confidence.
I hope everything works out tomorrow.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
It will. As long as we stick to the plan, our chances of success are good.
It's really strange. You're my junior, yet you always seem to act more like an upperclassman than I do.
I think it's mostly a matter of temperament.
Ugh. Walked right into that one, didn't I?
This is what I talk about, right? It's like I'll hate them does love a little bit of a rage bait as well. That was a beautiful conversation. That was a really beautiful conversation, and I love the idea of, like, again, they're being supportive of each other, they're acknowledging each other's strengths, and again, even acknowledging that, like, Kaveh, you came here at the exact right time, and, like, you've helped out so much as well. I'll hate them also notice Kaveh was feeling very nervous about this and said, like, hey, we've done all we can. I'm not even fully confident in what I can do here, but, like, at least we know we've done all we can. And that's the important part. It's the idea of, like, yes, is there a chance that things will go really horrible tomorrow? Do horrible things happen every single day? But we have contributed and done every single thing we can. And you've done amazing. And I love that he made sure to tell Kaveh, like, you did amazing in this. And also, again, as well, he didn't praise himself, but he said, like, I did my duty. And all they can do now is hope that tomorrow will be good. That's all they can hope for. And again, a beautiful conversation where they acknowledge each other. I think as well, even Kaveh having that sentiment of the idea of, like, it's so crazy on a day like today as I'm looking, and I'm saying, but let's look at their view. Actually, no, Kaveh, I would look at this and say, actually, yes, I would imagine the world is crazy. You know what I mean? No, but maybe looking at the tree there. I mean, the sky is beautiful, right? You see Natla in the distance, right? You see the tree over here and anything place over here. Like, Sumeru is a beautiful place. And what Kaveh means is, like, it's a sunny day. The weather is nice. The air is clear. And this is the day where the world could end for them. Look at the water over here. Oh, that's Natlan as well, isn't it? Yeah. And then what Kaveh said is so true and it holds true even now about the idea of, like, you know, the little tiny things that, little tiny decisions that affect nihilism. And it is. And I think that in life that's true too, where it's like, you may not think of it as a big deal when you help that person pick up their shopping after their bag broke, right? But you reaffirm something in their mind that there are people out there that want to help them. It's the smallest thing. You might think that, you know, helping someone with their yard work that isn't really good with their yard work is something so small and insignificant. But to them, it's like it reaffirms their love for, like, you know, this world. So to me, it's like one of those situations where it's like a tiny thing and everyone working together, like, really has built the confidence up of these people once again. People are way more confident than they were before. Is it down here? I think it's literally down below in the layers below. People are way more confident than they were before than when we started this. There was a real fear, but we've gotten, look what we've done. They're talking about using the light realm. We have the Gnosis of Moika. We have I'll Hate Them and Kaveh and Sino and Tanari and Kali and all these characters are working here. The Traveler is here. Everyone's helping out and doing their part. Vaughn is here. Nahida's back as well. All these little tiny things really do give a load of confidence here as well. Wait, so I think legitimately we actually have to go through this to get down to the bottom part here. Because we can't warp, right? Oh, we can. I don't know if there's, I think I'm worried to go through because that seems like it's going to a different space altogether. You know what I mean? But see, it's not optional, so we literally do have to take a look around here, so maybe we do have to just go through here. Go out. Oh, it is. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I was very, very worried. So is this where we are now? It's such a beautiful place that we even get to go up here. So, okay, that's fine. Okay, I was worried that this was going to warp us into, like, a new part of the story. And who's here? Oh, Tanari and Sino, of course. It seems like there's other people on this level as well, but maybe not right here. I can't wait to talk to everyone about this stuff. This is so fun. And it does feel calm before the storm, right? It does feel very much calm before the storm. Let's talk to another couple.
We'll make our move after sunrise tomorrow.
Good. Is everything ready?
As much as possible.
That'll be enough. Don't let the pressure get to you. We'll take things one step at a time. That's how we've always done it.
That's a good way to look at it, right?
Master Tainari!
Oh.
Mr. Sino! So this is where you were.
Oh my god. Is she bringing them a drink?
I brought some juice and some water. Would you like some?
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. What if I died? What if I died right now?
I know how easily you get dehydrated in the desert, so you should definitely have some water. In which case, I'll have the juice.
Honey, you take the water, I'll take the juice. Oh, look at his smile.
I gotta ask, though. Who's on juice-making duty at a time like this?
Madame Farazan said she was feeling a little nervous, so I told her about the automatic juicer my friend invented. She took it right off me and started making carton after carton of juice.
So it's because she's nervous, she buried herself in technological advancement.
A juicer? Did Sucrose send that to you?
Oh, Sucrose.
Yeah. I hadn't had the chance to try it out before this incident occurred, but I couldn't bear to leave it behind in Gandharvaville.
The juice is very sweet.
I think so too.
Kale, how are you feeling?
Physically, I'm okay, but it just still feels strange to me. Why would a great power like this come to someone like me?
That's obviously, you would be wondering this, right? You would be thinking about this.
I know the feeling well. That same question ran through my mind every day as a kid.
At least now, you have someone who can relate to you.
That's so sweet. She is the sweetest person ever.
All the more reason that you should apply for Spontamod. Tighnari fiercely opposes the idea, though.
Those two things are completely unrelated.
No, you cannot sit here and tell me this isn't like two parents debating about where their kid is going to college. You cannot. You cannot.
What are we all chatting about?
And then the grandmother comes over.
Would anyone like any juice? Oh, you have some
I
already.
do love it. It's so sweet that Farazan got so nervous that she started burying herself in new technologies.
I had some earlier, ma'am. Maybe give the extra to someone else? Very well, very well. I shall be off then.
There's this enormous power, and then there's little old you. You feel like there's no connection between the two. And that sense of dissonance is difficult to get used to.
That's a great way to put it into perspective. I feel insignificant. I feel like I'm just something small part of the universe, but I have this immense power. And coming to terms with that as well.
Yeah. But after all this time, I can't believe this stuff still gets to me sometimes. Makes me feel a little childish.
No, Jesus Christ! This is the power of one of the three members of the alliances. This is a god's power. This is the power of the goddess of flowers, the god of angels and Jinn.
Kale, just because we normally keep the conversation light doesn't mean we can't discuss deeper issues.
Yes. I'm going to die. This is amazing. Look, it's the hand on the shoulder and everything.
I don't think it's childish at all.
Yeah.
You were the victim of a terrible
crime.
It's normal to struggle with the fallout from
Yes.
it. You have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of.
I need a second. I need a second. Whew. Tears welling up my eyes. My heart just nearly stopped as well. It's such an important thing to let someone know who was a victim of something like this, something so invasive and horrible, that you're nothing to be ashamed of. It's normal to struggle, and it's not your fault. It's not childish. Holy hell! Especially after everything she went through with the comic books and everything.
My professor once told me that no incident can be considered truly resolved until the victim says it's over.
Oh, whoa.
Your rage and your pain are completely justified.
Yeah, the confusion, the pain, everything, it's so justified.
Thanks.
I think you guys are on the same wavelength with me when I say that these guys are so important to me. These characters, and especially this relationship between Tighnari, Cyno, and Kale. It is so important to me. So to see them be this figure in her lives still right now, it's so beautiful to me and so powerful to me.
Miss Nicole said that The same god remains which were once used to inflict so much pain upon me have now become a weapon with which I can protect everyone. It's like my own personal kind of evolution.
Wow, Kale. If you can get that perspective, that's so powerful.
Every innocent person who's been hurt needs time to realize that it wasn't their fault.
Jesus, dude.
I was the same.
What the hell?
But it's all about to be over. Tomorrow, it ends for good.
Kale.
I don't know if you've noticed, but you rarely stumble over your words anymore, and your outlook has become much more positive. It's a big change from how you used to be.
She's grown so much, and they've shown this through her dialogue. They've shown this through, like, even these moments here where she's so determined. But also, they show it through the fact that she has, like, you know, she got a new job, and, like, you know, she's able to look at her pain as something that she can use to move forward. Like, again, like, at this point, it's like, I thought it was going to be like a thing where it's like, oh, I don't want to spoil it, but it's like, no, the comic book is like, they're referencing the comic book at this stage. This was a big part of the comic book as well, this whole story. Like, everything that she went through in that time as well. As I said, like, it was, when I met Kale, it was so surprising to see her, hear her voice and the way she talked. Because while she was, like, very supported and lovely by the end of those comic books, like, it was so common to just see her with a scowl or, like, a feared look on her face all the time. All the time.
And since this isn't over, you can settle the matter on your own terms.
Yep.
It's time you seized back control.
Hell yeah.
I believe in you.
Yeah. Sumeru is my home. And it's so important to me. I have to protect it.
Uh-huh.
No. I will protect it.
I am so proud of this gal.
And once you're done, how about you come back and apply your spontamod?
Stop it with the sales pitch, would you?
No, daughter of mine's gonna be this Bondamod.
Hey, excuse me. There are still 3 unclaimed cups of juice here. Why don't you take one each? Ugh, my arms are getting sore from carrying them around everywhere.
This is so granny energy at like a get together, or like when something crazy is happening and they're burying themselves. Like, anyone else want food? It's like, no, we've eaten already. Sure, I'm making food. It's like, you don't have to make so much food.
Madame Farazan, why are you... Here, let me take them off your
It's
hands.
so sweet. This is so amazing.
Thank you, Madame Farazan.
Drink up and enjoy my handiwork. I think I'm going to make something else now instead.
Yeah, it's like literally burying yourself in this work. It is granny energy. It is 100%. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, whenever there's like a funeral or like a harrowing thing that's happened or something dramatic that's happened, everyone gets together to kind of like, you know, deal with it. Like, it always feels like there's always like a mother or a grandmother who's like, you know what I'll do? You know what I'll do? I should clear out the closet. And you're like, no, you don't have to do that now. You know what I mean? They kind of bury themselves in like stuff that feels like they're helping people, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think Dad's gonna do that too as well. It's not just, I don't mean to make it just be like, oh, it's the woman will, you know, make the food, or they're nervous, or they're, you know what I mean? In this case, like, I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that from my experience, it was like my grandmother. You know what I mean? That's my experience. I'm not trying to say it's like a universal thing for genders. I just mean it's my, you know, like that too. Because I know that like as well, whenever like things got like really nerve-wracking for like, you know, my granddad even, he would be like, he would try to take his mind off it by like going to the shop and getting food for everybody, you know, that way too. So everyone has those things, but I just remembered like specifically like a grandmother thing for me personally, you know what I mean?
Please, try to relax, Madame Farazan. Your nerves are starting to get the better of you. I know.
She's like, I know, but I'm gonna keep doing it. That was, look at this family, grandmother, father, daughter, friend. Friend.
Drink up and enjoy my handiwork. I think I'm please. Try to... I know.
So great. So great.
Drink up and enjoy
That's
my
the same
handy,
conversation,
please.
okay.
I know.
And again, just like the reason I say grandmother energy as well, because she is the granny, but also at the same time too, she also has the energy of like my grandmother was the same, where it's like a thing where it's like she will like not talk down to, but she will talk like she will like, you know, lecture any of my like, you know, aunties, uncles or whatever, you know what I mean? But like the grandchildren can do no wrong, and she will lecture the hell out of Shinari and Sino, but like Kale can do no wrong, you know, which is true. It's factual. That was an amazing sequence. I've tear stained face now, and I needed that moment at the end to really like, you know, get out of that, you know, scene with a smile. But Kale has been through so much, and it's so important that Tanari and Sino say two things to her. Tanari is saying to her, "It's not your fault. It's understandable you'll be confused. What happened to you was horrible." And we know it was horrible, right? They acknowledge this. It's not just like this gift. It was horrible, right? It was horrible what happened to you. And then Sino doing the acknowledgement as well by being like, tomorrow you get to put closure on this, right? You get to finally you get to be a part of stopping the doctor. The person who imparted all this horrible stuff into you, which is, by the way, I'll never give a goddamn about the doctor. And I hope that he suffers for the rest. I would love to keep him alive and just like make sure he suffers. That's what I would love to do, right? Even though he's dead in Irminsul, I'd love to like literally like just make sure he suffers. Because I don't give a damn about like the whole thing of like, is he like this or is he that? Like, Kale is living proof that like his morality is so horribly and horrifically bad. I don't give a damn. I hope he suffers. Everything he says is poison and lies and bitterness and horribleness. As far as I'm concerned, I hope we can bring him back to life just so we can like kill him again and again every day for a decade, legitimately so. But yeah, it's such an important sequence. Having Kale like, you know, realize that she can do something to really put a closure to this tomorrow, and then also at the same time too having Kale have, you know, her dad's basically Sino, the people who've been with her for so much time, to say like, hey, your revenge and your anger that you want to take on this person, that's normal too. Your frustration and bitterness, that's normal too. You did nothing wrong. All this stuff, it's so important for Kale. And then Kale to realize, okay, I can use this to protect the people that I love. It's so magical. And then even like Farazan, like burying herself in her work. It shows how like genuinely like, you know, oh, you can choose to rest for the night as well. Yeah, we're not doing that. It shows how, like, you know how much, how normal and how normalized these characters are. Like, they're so realistic in so many ways. I think it's like specific levels. Like, you can't get past certain areas. Maybe you can. Well, there's nothing here. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll get to talk to everybody. Honestly, it seems like there's at least one more person after this. Maybe I'm trying to, you know, see on the map here, but. This is Nicole and Nefer. Fly away on my Nefer.
Something on your mind, Miss Nefer?
Nothing in particular. It's just... right now, the future feels strange and unfamiliar.
But the future has not yet arrived. How can you say how it feels?
Oh my god, she's using it. Yeah, I wonder how Nefer's going to respond to this.
Some people know that there's an impending disaster. Others remain blissfully unaware. Each group is imagining an entirely different future while walking towards the same one. But when they get there, they'll still find they feel differently about it.
Okay, so yeah, others are unaware. Okay.
People are shaped by their circumstances. True. Different circumstances create people with different perspectives.
Very true. A lot of times, a person's position in life is just luck. It's just absolute luck. You know what I mean? I know some people do the whole like pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but some people are just put into horrible situations that they can't get out of.
I've always found the perspective of the Vahumana Darshan to be a particularly incisive one.
Even at the height of the crisis in Nodcry, people held diverging opinions, but things are different this time.
Indeed. Regardless of faith, gender, wealth, skin color, or eye color, everyone in Sumeru knows what will happen tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna affect everybody.
The world has never been an especially fair place. Yet now, against all odds, A moment of unprecedented unity and equality is about
Great
to
way to
take
put it.
place.
It is.
It's fascinating.
And it is the thing is like because Sumeru was also a place of like, let's just be honest here, oppression. Like when it came to the people in the desert, 110%. But now this is a thing that's going to affect absolutely everybody. And while they made efforts like already to like make things better for the people in the desert and make things better for the people of Sumeru, like there's no this disaster that's about to happen. It's not playing favorites. This disaster is about to happen. You know, isn't racist. You know what I mean? This disaster is affecting everybody. And here's the thing, like I think it's one of those things where like, you know, the reason why they're saying this is because like some disasters can affect people who are in like poorer places more than it affects people who are in richer places. It's just factually so. So they're trying to make it clear here that like it doesn't matter like what part of this just Sumeru you're from. If you're like in a tent in the desert, if you're living in the richest part of Sumeru in Sumeru City, if you're living in a small village outside of by a river, you are going to be affected by this.
If only my father could have lived to see this era.
Era. To me, that term represents a much greater span of time. It can be an unsettling word. I would even say I'm afraid of it.
Afraid of it?
Do angels even feel fear?
Yes, at least I do. I fear the gap that grows wider with each passing day and the never-ending flow of time.
She really is a... Sorry, I know I'm like, you know, I have to always pause in designs here. Just immaculate.
Time renders all memories insignificant and reduces all splendor to nothing. But those memories are the one thing I do not want to lose.
Yeah. Time tramples on.
You're very human in that regard.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. They've grounded the Hexen Circle, like, and I think that's one thing that's so good about like the Hexen Circles in this game too, is that like while they're still imposing and they're still powerful and they still have such a presence about them, Nicole is very human. Alice, like her care for Klee is very human, right? The bickering that Bee does with Mona, even though like I don't like she talks down to Mona, is a very human thing as well.
If angels draw too close to humanity, our wings burn away in the bright flame of awareness, and we fall to the earth. After spending so long among humans, I have lost much of my former glory.
So because she has spent so much time here, like she is like losing her power a bit.
Maybe that's a good thing. You're more human than some humans
Never,
are.
that's lovely.
I've been talking to Kale a lot in recent days. We seem to be in completely opposite situations. I suppose that makes us good case studies for comparison.
Opposite situations where the closer Kale gets to people in this world, the stronger she gets. But the closer Nicole gets to people in this world, yes, emotionally gets stronger, but like she physically isn't as powerful.
Case studies for who?
Myself, I suppose. After comparing the two of us, I suddenly discovered that I desired more than before. It was a gentle, pleasant sensation. Just as most people pursue glory and miracles, I too am pursuing miracles of my own. Guiding humans to make the miracles in their hearts a reality, that is my miracle.
And once again, the guiding from Nicole as well, right?
It doesn't sound so bad, does it?
So she's saying like the idea that like people are pursuing their own glories and what they're looking for as well. Mine is also guiding people in that direction too as well. So it's like that's pretty nice for me. Okay. That was a cool. And we weren't gonna be. I don't think for Nefer and Nicole, I don't think we're ever gonna expect like the conversation you were gonna get with like a Kavi or a Hatham or like anything in that way too, because they're not gonna like sit here and like beautifully. Like would have been beautiful like to have any of these characters crying each other's shoulders, but you're not gonna really see that.
It was a gentle, pleasant sensation, guiding humans to make the miracle.
So yeah, that just seems like to me she's saying like it's like everyone like I look at like what everyone else like does with their life and what everyone else chooses to do, right? And they're chasing their own goals and what they want to do. But for me personally, I'm I think we have to warp everywhere as well. My goal is to help other people pursue their goals. That's kind of cool, right? Yeah, we're blocked off in all directions. Who blocked us off here, Billy? It wasn't me, sir. What about you, Jack? It was me, sir. What? I did it. Can we do execution tomorrow, Jack? We're pretty busy tomorrow. Should we try Tuesday? Tuesday's not good for me. I got that thing on. Oh, you got the dance lessons? You had the dance lessons with Nilu? Yeah. Can we pencil in? What are you guys talking about? Jack, nothing. We're talking about your promotion. Promotion to death, am I right, guys? Okay, sorry. Yeah, let's go. Go elsewhere. Where to next? So the next one would be the entrance. Music is the... Who is this? Oh, it's kind of Sandia, but also... Hypatia.
Look at the time. I should head back.
Hypatia?
I'm so sorry. I was in a hurry and didn't look where I was going. Are you all right?
Oh my god, it's Vaughn.
I'm fine. Wait, you're...
Have we met?
Where was Hypatia from? Man, if I, like... Who was Hypatia? I'm trying to rack my brain at like who Hypatia. I know we've seen her before, but it's definitely been a long time as well. I don't know.
Not exactly. I think we may have crossed paths by the house of Dana before.
So she was a big... So the fact that they're having her meet up with Vaughn and Vaughn knows her, was that a big part of his story as well?
Oh. You're Hat Guy from Vahumana, right?
Did they encounter each other during the quest of either Inversion of Genesis or the Archon quest?
You recognize me?
The clue's in the name, Mr. Hat Guy.
Fair point.
The way he says fair point is so cute as well. Fair points.
It's getting pretty late. What's keeping you up?
Well, I could ask you the same question. If I'm not mistaken, all the workload for the Ratawa Histarshan wrapped up a good while ago.
Well, I have something of a background in Satyavada life, so I was helping the Dendro Archon make some preparations. But I must have lost track of time.
Did you find the experience enlightening at all?
I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna say this right what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna look up Hypatia, right? And like, while it's like a thing where like, you know, it could bring up spoilers or something, it might happen, that she's just an NPC that just showed up now, so I don't think it's gonna bring up spoilers, right? And I just like look up like Hypatia itself, and then we'll see where it goes from there. I don't think it's gonna give me spoilers for this quest, right? Because she's an NPC that just showed up now for a side conversation, not a side conversation, but a conversation you can do like optionally, right? I might be taking a risk, and I don't like doing this usually, but like I'm gonna do this because I don't want to like be. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do this. I am an idiot. I'm so it literally, as I saw like the thing where it's like, oh, she's part of the, and I saw her like sitting down in an image, I was like, oh my god, oh my freaking god, it's the first character we met in the freaking Sumeru. Like, where she was the one who was, and I literally just saw the image, I was like, I know who it is. It's the first character we met in Sumeru. She was the one that was like, had like the meditative stuff, the meditative state and stuff like that as well. And I believe, if I remember correctly, she also had like this kind of like, moment where she like, was like, of a run-in with a wanderer as he was doing his kind of like crazy stuff around the whole of Sumeru before we even got into his battle with him as well, right? I can't believe I like forgot that, man. But here's the thing, like we went to Sumeru in August of, maybe, I think it was August of 2024, right? That's the last time we would have like seen her. So like obviously it's one of those things where like, yeah, I forgot, but as soon as I saw her sitting in the image there, like I was like, oh my god, yeah, I remember we met. She was like the first person we ever met in Sumeru, right? Or at least one of the earliest ones we met in Sumeru. Oh my god. And if I'm remembering correctly as well, that she also was a part of the Archon quest with to do with Vaughn as well. Then this is probably a big thing for Vaughn too in terms of like his moments as well, right? Because if she was affected by him in some way, it felt like in a way that something happened there as well. Again, it happened in 2024 August, so yes, it was a while ago, but still, yeah, that's really cool. Okay.
Honestly, it was tedious and uneventful at first. But eventually, I think I did sense some profound truths. But they also brought a lot of suffering with them. I was told that I even shed tears while I was meditating, though I have no idea why. Sorry. I hope I'm not scaring you.
This is a huge reunion for all Sumeru characters. This really does feel like it's like a crazy culmination.
Not at all. It just proves you're very accomplished in your
man.
research.
He's been so sweet.
Good night. I wish you all the best for tomorrow.
That's lovely.
Thank you, sir. You too.
What a lovely sequence, right? Such a lovely sequence.
Good night. I wish you all the best for tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Vaughn... I don't know if it was like intentional or unintentional, but I think something happened during the Archon quest to Hypatia when Vaughn was doing his whole thing when he was going around the place. Like, you remember Vaughn was like going around as a ghost sometimes as well, which is like really cool. What was the thing? What was the quote? Oh, I see you. Was it I see you? Remember when Vaughn was doing that thing as well? So I wonder if like he did affect Hypatia in that, which would mean that him being like super nice to Hypatia makes sense, because I feel like when Vaughn affects people negatively or hurts people, you can definitely tell there's remorse there. So I wonder if that is like what it is. And he's probably just happy to see that she's doing okay as well. But yeah, Vaughn's a sweetheart as well. He always has been a sweetheart. I'll make that clear, but he's just very prickly. So it is kind of very sweet to have like him be like, you know, I hope everything's going well, and I hope everything goes well for you tomorrow. Really, really cool stuff. Okay, sorry I didn't remember that. I'm not sorry I didn't remember that actually, because again, it's one of those things where as I said, when I finish the quests, I don't really like go back over them. I don't watch other people play them. So to me, like, it's a miracle I remember as much as I do. If I'm being real, yeah. To me, the fact that I still remember like large portions of the story and stuff like this as well, and only forget some stuff, it legitimately is like a miracle, because again, I don't go back over like the stuff, and like I don't watch Let's Plays. Not there's anything wrong with Genshin Let's Plays, but I just want to make sure I don't get any spoilers for future Genshin stuff or anything like that as well. So I make sure I'm not recommended Genshin stuff as much as possible. And I don't go discuss stuff after, like the discussion I have is with you guys, and then that's it. You know what I mean? So I understand. Actually, you know what? I was going to turn this into a moment of like a bit of a whack in the head of like, oh, you forgot that. But I'm going to turn it into a moment of self-praise and say the fact that I still remember like 95% or 90% of the story, and especially the main story and all this stuff. And I would say 95% of the main story, and 90%, like I would say like when it comes to side stuff, I would say 80 is good. 80 is good. I think that, because it's usually like little details I forget. I'm going to praise myself and say, Calvin, you know what, for once, let's do a bit of praise for Calvin and say, Calvin, that's okay. You know what I mean? Especially with the way you play the game. We'll do a bit of self-praise for once.
Too bad we've got a fight tomorrow. I could really do with a stiff drink.
Oh my god, these are besties.
Let us pray instead.
Prayer.
Oh, Dory.
How nostalgic.
Lord Sangama Bay. Came to get some fresh air too, did ya?
That's right. Actually, I was hoping I might run into you, Dia. I wanted to let you know that I've stocked up on that perfume you said you were so fond of.
Oh, so she can buy some more?
No, really? I'll take 2. Any chance of a friends and family discount?
Oh, that'd be lovely, Dory.
I knew you'd ask that. And I'm afraid to say that... Surprise! It's free of charge.
Oh, whoa, okay.
That's very generous of you, Lord Sangama Bay. Does this mean you've made a fortune in Notcry?
Nope. Turns out it's not that easy to turn a profit there. I even ran some assorted losses. But anyway, that has nothing to do with why I wanted to give you and Dia a small gift. Remember that merchant caravan you two rescued in the desert last month? That was transporting my goods!
No way! I had no idea that was your shipment. Explains the, eclectic mix of goods, though.
This is the cutest story's ever been, just sitting in between, like, Dia and Candace and chatting about, like, and being very nice and thankful, you know?
Lord
It's so
Sangama
cute.
Bay's investment in the desert and generous stockpiling of goods has helped many people over the years. The shelters you funded especially
Yeah.
have made life a little easier for the children and
And
the
that's the thing, like,
elderly.
I feel like I can totally throw my hands up in the air and say that, like, I very harshly critique Dory as all the time. That doesn't mean she hasn't done good things. I want to make that clear. So, like, you know, I can definitely admit that I always, like, very much on the harsher side, for sure. And someone will always respond as well that, like, you know, about my critiques of, like, well, Kaveh did it to himself. But the factual thing is, like, loan, like, brokers are there to take advantage of people who are desperate or need the help. This is just factual. It's not an opinion. That's what they're there for. They're told to do this. They're told that they can even in banks, they're told to kind of like attack if someone like desperately needs help with something, but has like collateral to be able to pay something back. This is truth, right? I'm not saying that's exactly what Dory did, but like that is like, you know, she knew he would be getting into debt. She knew he would be. That's what I was saying.
Wait, how did you know about that? Oh, I see. Nefer told you, didn't she? Ugh, that pesky lady. Aren't intel brokers at least supposed to charge for divulging people's secrets?
She and Candace go way back. It's normal for close friends to share things you wouldn't tell to everyone else.
Sure, but why did they have to be things about me?
That's how Nefer shows that she cares. She wishes for all of us to know what a generous person you truly are.
It must be hard trying to make a living far away from home. Just because we can tell what kind of person you are doesn't mean everyone else can.
Well, maybe her intentions were partly good, but I don't think that's the full story. I'm sure she enjoyed knowing how much it would annoy me. I'm telling you, Nefer's got a mean streak.
Definitely with you on that. Does praying help you stay calm?
Defending one's home is a just cause. My heart is filled with a mix of anger and hope.
Anger. You know, being able to get angry is a good thing. It shows that you're in touch with the real world, and that you have the passion to pursue something you believe in.
I really love that idea. Right? It's like she's saying like your anger kind of can ground you. Whoa, Dunyarzad? Dunyarzad.
My lady? What are you doing out
Still
here?
saying my lady.
Just taking a walk to clear my head. And look where I ended up. Were you praying just now?
Yes, Miss Dunyarzad. Would you like to join us?
It's great to see her as well.
Come
It's
on,
really great to see
it's
her.
fine. She won't mind who you pray to.
It's really lovely. It's a really lovely scene just seeing Dia and again even Dory, who I'm not a big fan of. Like she's looking adorable here as well. It's just an adorable scene.
Oh, then sure.
I remember you, Miss Dunyarzad. You visited my shop before. If I recall correctly, the god you worship is the Dendro Archon, correct?
That's right. She is such a gentle and kind god.
She is.
But to me, she's more than just a god I worship. I see her more as a friend. And so do many others. She's not some almighty god who reigns on high, but a genuine friend.
She has such a gentleness. It's so correct.
Agreed. She's a wise teacher and a good friend.
Man, this turns into praise for Nahida. I'm all here for it.
I spoke with several people during the evacuation. Everyone's aware that tomorrow's battle is one that ordinary people can join too. A battle. To fight for our friends and our homeland. Oh, it makes me glad. I can finally do something for those who protected me.
You've grown so
That's
much
very
since we
sweet.
first met.
I mean, especially it's like since Dungeons right. Also, like, you know, as you said, she was helped by so many people here, even like, you know, us.
Oh, a compliment? Ooh, more please.
My lady, you've always been a remarkably strong and ambitious person. It's indisputable. And that's not just a compliment. It's a statement of fact.
Very lovely. That would hit me hard too.
What are you praying for?
Our beliefs may not be entirely the same, but we both wish for the same thing.
I pray that everyone will rise to the challenges ahead and return safe and sound.
I pray for the safe return of all my companions.
This is a really beautiful way of doing it, right? Really gorgeous. Yeah, and again, like it's not like it's oh, this is so cute, man. And I really feel like all these scenes here have really driven home the fact of, again, as you say, this calm before the storm, right? This real calm before the storm of a feeling of like something big is happening tomorrow. Because like what we're fighting for, like if I'm not mistaken, again, totally could be mistaken, but like we're trying to like, you know, counteract the corruption that the Tory has, the Doctor has put into Irminsul that has made Irminsul react. Is that Irminsul over there? That has made Irminsul react in this way. That has made Irminsul try to protect itself. That could lead to the destruction of Sumeru. We're trying to counteract this with the plan of using the Aru, using the Akasha, something to do with the connecting to the realm of light, using the Gnosis, like all this stuff together. And I think it's probably as well to extend like the protective barrier. They're trying to do that too when it comes to like the people wearing the Akasha, they're having everyone wear the Akasha. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm wrong. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know what the full plan is right now, but maybe we're going to see it in action. That's how they're going to portray it. Or maybe it could be just a thing where like, oh yeah, I missed it or whatever, or I missed some details. But it seems to me right now they're trying to like keep it like a little bit vague, but like still trying to give you bits and pieces. Like where we see, yeah, they're trying to utilize this stuff like with the realm of light and using the Aru to connect through the Akasha through unconventional means with Irminsul. And then giving everyone an Akasha so that we can use that somehow. And then also using the Gnosis as well, too, to do this as well. Because it's still trying to, like, combat the corruption that Totori has done to Irminsul in his invasion of Irminsul. Right? That's what we're trying to combat at the base level. But we're going to probably see the plan in action tomorrow as we see everything go down and see it in full view. Or it could be a thing where I just, like, I'm not understanding everything, and that's fine, too. But that's what I'm thinking, that they're trying to do this, like, storytelling technique of, like, not showing us exactly what's happening right now. It's really, really cool, honestly, so far. Last saved over 30 minutes? There's no way. They didn't save? Wait. Hold on. Okay, I'll just go through it all again. Yeah. I'll go through the whole thing again. 100%. Because I do think it's like this is the calm before the storm. It's a good place to end this video here as well. It's a big, big moment as well. I think they've done such a fantastic job of making this feel super important by having this calm before the storm type feel and having everyone expressing their emotions and fears and worries and all these things in between. It really does feel like they've, honestly, in my view, mastered the idea of that calm before the storm. Because it's not just like this feeling of like dread. It's also a feeling of like the emotions that you feel besides dread before this battle, where it's like a feeling of like, did I do enough? Are we in a place now where you know, I can truly use my powers for the best possible in the best possible way when it comes to like say like Kale or things like this too. There's this feeling of like, are we even going to make it to tomorrow? There's also a feeling of like trying to bury yourself in like different work and stuff like this too. There's like this weird feeling of like everyone's a bit jolly, everyone's very friendly, everyone's open their own emotions, and everyone's feeling a certain way. But you can feel the underlying feeling of like, man, things are about to get really serious. And I think they've effectively done that so well in this sequence too. Really, like, it's one of those things where, like, I think what's happening here with the plan that's happening surrounding this entire thing is that they're trying to keep it maybe, like, a tad bit vague in some ways. as like a storytelling technique, so that when we eventually get to the actual battle itself and we see exactly what's happening, I imagine it's going to be something that's going to be like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this is what the plan was. This is what the idea was. Which again, if that's the case, like I'm totally on board for that as well. I really like the idea of that, especially like in the moment if we're like going crazy as well too, right? It's something that probably will be very, very exciting, because right now we know, like in terms of what we know about the plan, we saw in this episode Al-Haytham and Kaveh talking about like the extension of giving the Akashas to everybody. Everyone in Sumeru has to have an Akasha, but also the idea of maybe extending out the protection that is provided by Aro to every single person with the Akasha. We talked about the idea from Farazan's perspective. She talked about using the power of the Light Realm. And if that's the case as well, which again, I don't know, I might do a thing where I read up in between this episode and stuff on the Light Realm. If anyone wants to give me any reading or whatever, I might do that as well. But like, if that is to do with like what I was thinking, where it's like there's like something to do with like elemental energy or something like that, then it's the idea of maybe using elemental energy for the Light Realm, in accordance with Aru, in a way to combat what's happening here in Irminsul as well. They're using the Gnosis, which the Gnosis is it's like a part, not a part of like an Archon, but I know that it's like something that helps them like use the power of like the power that's bestowed upon them from Celestia, from the heavenly principles. So the idea of giving this to someone is a huge deal, but then also the idea of needing this is also a huge deal too, because if you're giving someone a Gnosis, you're giving that connection that they have, that was given to them by the Gnosis are given by the heavenly principles, right? Are they? Again, maybe. But it is like that, which honestly, I can look up like the actual definition of a Gnosis as well, because I feel like it's like one of those things, again, that's not going to spoil me on something as well, you know what I mean? Yeah, a Gnosis is an item used by the Seven to directly resonate with Celestia, and is proof of an Archon's status as one of the Seven. Yeah. So if you're using that item as well to like connect with the idea of Celestia, and if Celestia was something that also like inspired the idea of Aru, then maybe they're using that like to resonate with Aru in some ways through non-conventional means, and maybe the power of the Light Realm as the unconventional way of like connecting with Irminsul and trying to like cure the corruption that has been brought into it by Dotori in some ways too. Yeah, I think that's like what we got so far with the idea of what they're trying to do here. They're gathering everyone together to get this plan in motion as well. But they also mentioned that everyone can get involved in this fight too. So I think they're imagining something much bigger than just like a infiltration to cure Irminsul or trying to connect with Irminsul. I think they're imagining something much, much bigger that's going to be happening here as well. But I do like that it's left like a little bit vague. So like I think when we actually do get to see everything that happens, it's going to be like a really, really huge moment when it does happen here. So many amazing scenes for me as well in this episode too. Like obviously we had like kind of the prep stuff. I loved like Vaughn and Sethos and Sino working together and seeing like the Aranara helping them again. That drives home the idea of everyone's trying to help, even the Aranara, because everyone's involved. And this was said like much later as well, with the conversation with Nicole and Nefer, where it doesn't matter who is involved in this. There's no prejudice in this. This is going to kill everybody, and like that's why you see like the Aranara getting involved, Sorush getting involved. Hypatia's here, you know what I mean? All these things that like really like shows like it's like everyone is worried about what's going to happen here, and everyone's like really getting involved in this stuff too. We had like the scene with Kaveh and Al-Haytham doing the chess pieces to try and like work this out and like trying to access the rest of the Aro here too, and really fun sequence, but again drives home how they're working together and are able to work together and actually do care about each other as well. But I do think that it makes sense now in the grand scheme of things how, for me, I was like, oh, remember the last episode? I was like, oh, like they're arguing all the time, and now like, you know, it's like even more than before. Like this is like really extreme than compared to before. When in reality, that's what they're trying to drive home here. It's like, yeah, they bicker all the time. When it comes time to work together, they will work together, and they will really be effective when they do work together as well. Yeah, like really, really effective in that sense too. But like the scenes that like really were amazing to me, like where, for example, meeting Mavika at the border of Natlan. And I think like the reason why this was so important to me is because a few things. First of all, we talked about like the feeling, the cruelty that came into the scene. It's one of my favorite scenes ever. The cruelty that came into the scene and acknowledging the absolute, like, let's be honest here. There's no favoritism when it comes to the heavenly principles here. And the heavenly principles are 100% willing to cut off the hand to save the arm, or cut off the foot to save the leg. they're 100% willing to do this. But even in this case, it's not just the cutting off a foot to save the leg. This is like, you know, let's not sugarcoat it. They're 100% like willing to see the entirety of Sumeru get destroyed here in order to protect the rest of Teyvat. This is what they're willing to do. And that's why it's so cruel, right? It's a thing where at first we thought that this barrier that was put up by Irminsul was a way to protect the people of Sumeru, but no, it's like literally like a blast shield. It's a way to give everyone else like more time to survive in this sequence. And what we have here is the people of Natlan within this barrier, Sumeru in this barrier, in normal circumstances might just have to wait to die. If they didn't have all these very proactive people within Sumeru who are so good at what they do, they might just have to wait to die while the rest of the world gets prepared to do something about the problem that's about to happen here. Because they mentioned the fact that like Irminsul doesn't care that other people are getting affected, like what was happening with the time with Azar and all this stuff too. It doesn't care about that. The Heavenly Principles don't care about that aspect. They put this in place to protect Irminsul itself. So when Irminsul got infected by Dotori, the barrier was put up not to protect Sumeru, but to make a blast shield that's so everyone else could be safe from this. Again, it is cruelty in a lot of ways, but I do love that Nahida's like, yeah, we're not going to be waiting around to make this happen, to see this happen. We're going to make sure we do something about this right now. And that to me is such a beautiful statement, because again, it's true. Like, I think the expectancy from the Heavenly Principles was wait to die. That's my estimation. That's what they probably thought when they came up with this idea. Wait to die. Because what else could you do? And again, I think if it wasn't anyone else but like the people of like the people we know in this game, and it could be again, I think the people of Leewade would fight as well. I think the people of Natlan would fight, and the people of Fontaine we know would fight against Prophecy. We know the people of Natlan would fight against Devastation. But I think as well also we're lucky to have characters like that, because if you didn't have those named characters and the very motivating characters like a Nahida, like a Vaughn or a Sino or a Tanari or a Kale, I feel like we would be in a very big situation where it would just be like, hey, let's all just die, you know? They asked for the Gnosis off Malvika, and I can only assume then if it is like the idea of like that connection like that you can have, like or like the use of the like they're using it to connect with Aro in some ways, or using it to through Aro in some ways. But to use a Gnosis, that means like great power, right? It's a very powerful item. So Malvika giving this is a big deal, and us asking of this is a big deal too. And that's again what makes the scene so powerful too, is the fact of like the heaviness of like, hey, can I have this Gnosis? But then also Malvika turn around and being like, yeah, I want you to have this. Emphasizing that the Traveler, of course, is someone who she respects so much, and if he's involved in this, she knows that it's something that's very important, but then also driving home the idea of like with Nahida too, where it's like, I would have given it to you anyway, because I think there's a few things there. Obviously what she said there as well, but I think Malvika knows more than anybody what it means to be in a disaster and want to protect the people that you care about, the people that you love, the world that she was in. Natlan was on the brink of destruction. We saw thousands die right in front of us. And if there's anyone who understands protecting your people and protecting the people of your world from devastation, it's Malvika. And I love that she just handed over the Gnosis like it was nothing. Not like it was nothing. It was a heavy thing, but like she was 100% willing to do this for the Traveler and for Nahida in that sense too. And the Traveler does something amazing again, where he walks through this portal, this force field. It's something so small, but again, it's why I love the writing of the Traveler as time has gone on. He's not the type of character that all of a sudden every single region his story resets, where he's all of a sudden he's like, all right, now I'm a new hero again. It's like, no, like he has respect that travels. He has knowledge that he continues to use. He gets angrier, more frustrated at characters. He has less patience for some characters. In this sense, he realized like, yeah, all this time, nothing has applied to me. So why would this apply to me? It's just common sense for him. And it's so, which again, it should be common sense in writing a character, but like sometimes I play a lot of RPGs and I love them. There's so many RPGs that are well written like this, but there's also RPGs that like, you know, you'll save an entire kingdom from doom. You'll fight off like this gigantic monster and save this entire kingdom, and word does not travel whatsoever. And you go to a new region and people are like, you know, which you could say, well, Calvin, you go to Nag'Krai and people haven't heard of the Traveler completely. 100%, but that's not exactly what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about also the Traveler's notion of himself and understanding himself, right? And understanding that that he is like powerful, understanding that he is that he's a descender and like goes against the laws here. But I do think that that Genshin always does a good job with that too, where it's like, you know, word travels of the stuff that you've done right from backwards as well. So for example, in Leeway, they hear about your stuff that you've done in Nag'Krai and to hear about the stuff you did in Natlan. It's really done well that way, and I think it's like really, really cool. We like remember the people of that we met in Nala and all the amazing cast, the perfect cast, and we absorb, like the Traveler absorbs the Gnosis into himself as a way to pass over the barrier once again. And they suggested that maybe it could be something to do with the Phlogiston also as well, because he's able to resonate with the Phlogiston even though he's not a part of Natlan. This whole scene was incredible. Like, I loved the fist bump through the force field, the trust that Mawika was giving them, the implications of Mawika understanding exactly what they're going through as well, Nahida willing to fight for this place even though like most people would just lay down their arms and die. The cruelty, everything that goes in between it, this was a perfect scene. It was so good. I also love the Traveler being like, who's that? Or like being like, that voice, when he sees a bike riding toward... Who's that on that freaking Akira bike? But no, it's still funny. It's still a funny scene as well for that sense too. But yeah, really beautiful sequence. And again, drives home how important this is. If Nahida is pleading for a Gnosis, you know that this plan is huge. And you know what they're trying to pull off here is massive. Because this is Irminsul. This is something that connects with the ley lines. This is something that connects with, you know, all the people of Sumeru. And what's so crazy as well is that when you think about it, like, I was thinking last time, maybe he's trying to reach the Heavenly Principles, like, legitimately, Dotori. But when you think about it, like, what is more against the Heavenly Principles than destroying, like, from within, like, corrupting and infecting Irminsul, right? Like, you can say what you want about Dotori, I hate him with a passion, but he's already, like, done something that is, like, that people have not been able to do, and he's been able to defy the Heavenly Principles in this way, too, where it's like, look what he's done. Like, if anything, this is like a middle finger to the Heavenly Principles as well. Even if he's not going to accomplish this and we're going to do something tomorrow about this, you have to, like, admit, even as me, as a big Dotori hater, it's like, the dude, like, has been, you know, giving more middle fingers than to the Heavenly Principles than most people do. Again, I want to make it clear, that doesn't mean that he's right to be doing this stuff. I want to make that perfectly clear. We can acknowledge that in terms of Dotori's goals, that he is continually, like, you know, taking steps forward for his own goals, right? That's just the story. But, like, we have to also acknowledge as well that, like, he's not doing it in the right way or for the right reasons as well. He is evil. He is horrible. So hoping that didn't seem like I was being like, wow, Dotori, I gotta hand it to you, buddy. You're really corrupting the whole world. No, that's not what it is. I'm saying that, like, in terms of story writing and in terms of Dotori as a character, nobody can deny that he is one of the most determined and, like I guarantee you he would have a shark on each arm and he would still drag his chin back to shore. You know what I mean? He would swim with his chin back to shore. He is this determined character that is beyond belief. That doesn't mean I like him. I think he's horrible and evil and I want him to go forever. But you have to acknowledge every character's traits, even if you don't like them. A perfect example throughout history with stories is, like, say, for example, like, I'm trying to think of, like, a famous villain throughout history. I think probably the most famous Shakespearean villain would be Macbeth, right? Macbeth. When you look at Macbeth, you could say that he is evil, he is horrible, and then you could say, well, his ambitions are crazy. You know, his ambitions are insane. That's not you saying that he's a good person. It's acknowledging the traits of a character, right? Dotori is determined as heck. That doesn't mean I like him. He's evil as F. I hate him. I want him to die. The way he's doing things are horrible. End of discussion. But that doesn't mean we can't. I think sitting here and being like, yeah, he's bad in every way, and, like, he is bad in every way. He's evil. But I'm saying that, like, not acknowledging, like, one of his, like, most powerful traits is also a disservice to his character. Just the same way I believe when people say, like, oh, he didn't manipulate the Vaughn, or it was Vaughn's fault completely, all the stuff that he did when it came to the stuff with the tribe he killed and all this stuff too. Does a disservice to how much of, like, an evil character Dotori is. I think also saying he's not determined also does a disservice to who he is as a person as well and a character. Hope that makes sense when I'm saying that also. But yeah, I really love the sequence as well. And then we just got to have, like, some of the most beautiful sequences ever, where we got to, like, have that calm before the storm, where we got to talk to all these characters. It was beautiful. It was honestly really beautiful. And it was like talking to Nahida about the idea of growth and how Paimon talked about how she feels like she's growing, right? She's not as afraid as she used to be. She's not as, like, as reliant on the Traveler as she used to be, even though she's still, like, you know, reliant on him in a lot of ways too. You know, Nahida talks about how the Traveler has experienced, like, a metric ton of growth as well. And then also, but Nahida, and not just talking about the idea of growth and growing past them, Nahida talks about how she feels like she's, like, worn down. We are looking at an Archon here who is feeling destroyed, who's feeling down with herself. She described herself as a piece of fruit that's been ravaged by bugs. Like, that is a horrible thing to think about. And I think the closest thing we can think of is, like, you know, when you, like, get, like, an infection or something like that, it does feel like you're getting worn away at and drained away at as well. But But she says even though that happens, like she believes in herself. She believes in herself fully when it comes to this stuff. While again, all this horrible stuff is happening, she's in this blast radius of like, where most people would just die. She is choosing to like truly believe in herself. And she even says like something really beautiful. The idea of like choosing to rely on someone, a companion, even though you can stoke the flames yourself, is like one of the best wisdoms you can possibly have. It's like, learning from everybody. She says she used the analogy of tufts of fur. But yeah, it is like the idea of learning from people, learning and growing, experiencing life, and how relying on other people is actually one of the most intelligent things you can do. Because I love the idea of like, you can be the toughest hero in the world, but if you don't have allies or friends, you will be in a lot of trouble. And Nahida like does that, says that here so perfectly, and then also acknowledges Vaughn too, because Vaughn is a character who has admitted in the past that without the people now in his life, who he actually like cares about now and cares about him, he would not be as far as he is in life as he is now. He has gotten so far now because he has people that cares about him. Nahida, the Traveler, Paimon, Sethos, like all these characters care about Vaughn, and that's how he's gone so far in life. Similarly, the way he turned around and said the same thing to Durin. Don't fall into the same pitfalls. Don't hide away from the world. You have to experience the world and let people take care of you. And that to me is like a super, super important thing as well. And that's why Nahida, using Vaughn as an example of growth is such a beautiful thing, and an example of companionship is such a beautiful thing, because how many times has Vaughn saved our butt now? The summer event that time, remember that? From the Tory, he saved our butt. He is constantly saving our butt now, and it shows that, again, through Vaughn being saved emotionally, Vaughn saving Durin, Vaughn being saved by Nahida and the Traveler at the time during a version of Genesis, he has gotten to be a better person. We have become better people and stronger people as we've grown and learned from people. We learn from people in Natlan, Liyue, Fontaine. We learn all these things, and we learn different merits and traits and all these different things that help us move forward as well. It is a beautiful thing to rely on companions, and this game and this whole sequence drives home that idea so much so. Sumeru is one of the best casts in the world, so really acknowledging that true by saying these people are here to help you, and we're here to be helped by them, is such an important thing to me as well. All the conversations here were amazing. They were really, really beautiful. I loved the conversation between Kavi and Alhaitham, the acknowledgement that Kavi and Alhaitham have done so much, but they have to just do what they did what they did, and they have to keep going, and they have to just hope that it's what they did was for the best. The acknowledgement that bad things happen on any day and any given day. The very nice feeling that they give to each other here, and talking about how it was a benefit to have Kaveh here, and it really just felt like it was two of them kind of acknowledging that they have done so much today, they have done so much together, and now all they can do is wait and hope that it can be implemented in the right way. You saw basically both of them were kind of I think had a nervousness about them, but Alhaitham was kind of more calming Kaveh's nerves as well in the scene too. And as I said, these two guys bicker with each other all the time, but they do care about each other. And Alhaitham cares about Kaveh, and Alhaitham acknowledges how valuable having Kaveh is here too. And Kaveh was a huge, massive help in this whole story. So it's really lovely to have that acknowledgement of how much they've done for each other, but also saying look, we can be nervous and we can be sad about the things that that might come along now after this, but we have to acknowledge that we did all we could. We did our duty. And then Kaveh says the old phrase, which is the opposite of nihilism is tiny decisions or whatever it is. I don't know the actual phrase, but it is this thing where it's they've done so many little things which is going to help in a big way. They're bringing back the confidence to people. It helps people in such small ways and in massive ways. And I said too, as well, in terms of the opposite of nihilism, I use that analogy of you helping someone pick up something off the floor that they dropped and they're frantically picking it up, holding the door for someone in the elevator. It all these things really do seem like small things. But to that person that day, they might go home and be oh, this person helped me with my shopping today. He was really, really lovely. Oh, this person helped me with the elevator door today. I can't believe they helped me. I didn't miss my interview because they helped me with that stuff as well. It's a small thing that makes people more confident in the world and more confident in the idea that the world can come together and be this beautiful thing. And I think it was a really lovely thing that we saw there too. The Dunyarzad and Dory and Diha and Candace scenes, them praying for the things that they wish for and the safety of all the people that are coming here as well, and Dory acknowledging being thankful to people that helped her and them also acknowledging Dory's good deeds too. It was just a really beautiful scene as well. It wasn't like obviously this like big, it wasn't my favorite of the scenes, but it was like a really beautiful scene too, because it's one of those times we get to see Dory in a different light, which is really, really cute as well. I loved it. I really did love it. And it's just seeing them all together. It felt like this, like, real good sisterhood between all of them. Like, even with, like, because again, Dory obviously is like someone who, like, I have a lack of respect for in a lot of times. But as we said, even like with, and this, she's not the same as Dory. I want to make that clear. She's not the same. But I said, even though I don't like Dory, I still have to acknowledge that she has, like, a lot of good things she's done as well. That's characters. To just sit here and say Dory sucks outright and be like, she sucks no matter what, blah, blah, blah. Now you can do that with some characters. I want to say that too, because like because it's the same thing in real life, right? You could be someone, if you do charity every single day, right? If you do charity every single day and you give to the needy every single day and you give millions of dollars every day to like charity, that's a good person, right? But then if you go home and you are like, it just sounds so horrible, you kill your partner for no reason, it cancels out everything. Your morals are done. It's like, that's one thing, but I don't think that's the same with Dory. It can be used for Dory, where it's like, if Dory like tomorrow like helped a puppy out of the river who was like, trying to swim but couldn't swim, yeah, beautiful thing, but but he can't cancel out the things he did. But I'm not saying Dory has to cancel out, but I'm saying we're acknowledging the facets of human beings and the people that they are. They have loads of things that are going for them as well, right? We're 100%. But yeah, it was a lovely scene of sisterhood. It was really, really nice. I really liked this scene with them all together as well. Nicole and Nefer, a very practical scene, and I think like the takeaway I take from this as well is Nicole kind of realizing that she is probably more human, she's closer to humans than she ever has been before, but also acknowledging the fact too that she's like, everyone has goals in life, but my goals are to help other people's goals, and she thinks that is a very beautiful thing, and I actually do think it's a beautiful thing, right? I think we all would say it's a beautiful thing. It's like someone who does like career guidance. It's like, maybe it's not the career I wanted, but like I am helping other people guide their careers. Not that career guidance is always like great, I mean? I remember that in school, it wasn't fantastic. Maybe it just depends on your career guidance teacher or whatever. My career guidance teacher once looked down on one of our students because he said he just wanted to get a job like working maybe in a store somewhere, and he was like, that's what you want to do with your life? It's like, they can be very stuck up and all that stuff too, just like any human can. But yeah, I love the idea of N kind of realizing that, like Nicole reasoning that, because she's kind of like, yeah, this is a beautiful life for me. I get to help other people. I get to support other people as well. And the scene that really blew me away was the Kale, Tanari, and Sino stuff, along with Farazan. Anyone who knows my playthrough knows that these characters mean the world to me. And here's the thing, I'm not alone in saying, I'm not special for saying this, by the way, because Sumeru characters like hit people's heart like lightning, right? Maybe lightning's the bad way to put it, because lightning is one in is a really rare chance. Maybe it's more like it hits people like rain if you don't have an umbrella, right? It's gonna hit you, right? The Sumeru characters hit people's hearts very, very well. And for me personally, when it comes to like this whole conversation, this relationship, the game subtly would always reference the characters of Kale, Sino, and Tanari. Tino, what's that? What's Sinari? As like kind of like this kind of very like, a mentor relationship, right, as well. But like, I think because over time we have seen throughout the story where it's like Sino and Tanari have had more of a relationship that kind of feels more like they kind of like talk like they're a married couple sometimes, and then also at the same time they're always close and they're always together, and they have this daughter named Kale that they're always like supporting as well. It really does feel like that's what it is. It's like it's like this very like parental relationship when it comes to Kale as well, which is what makes the moments here even more powerful. Because while like if a friend said this too, it would be really important too, but it also shows that like Kale has gone so far and she has such a big support system in her life in the form of a Sino and a Tanari, that we actually get to have kind of like this very beautiful moment between all these characters, and an acknowledgement of the pain that Kale has gone through. What Tanari and Sino said here is so important because it is that situation where it's like, it's not her fault. It doesn't matter what would have happened there. Like, it's Dotori was evil, and this experiments were evil, and what happened to her was horrible, and the acknowledgement of, like, it's not your fault. You couldn't have done anything. What happened to you was horrible. You're not crazy for being angry or upset, or for the years that you spent not being able to even be touched on your shoulder, because that's a big deal, by the way. Tanari touching her on her shoulder is a huge deal, because beforehand she wasn't even able to, like, interact with people or have them go near her body in any way, shape, or form. To acknowledge that is so important, because as I said, people who go through traumatic situations sometimes will feel like, how can I, what did I do wrong? You know what I mean? What did I do wrong to get this to happen to me? When the reality is sometimes people just are evil, and sometimes people are horrible. And for someone like Kale, and to have that acknowledged for by someone like Tanari, in that sense, being like, it's not your fault, and like, it's okay to be it's okay to be feeling this way. And then also have Sino turn around to her and be like, it's okay to also be angry. Like, if you're frustrated and want revenge, that is okay too. And tomorrow, this is where you can actually put this to a close finally. Because even talk as well, like, Sino gives her the advice of how, like, it sometimes can feel like you're an ordinary person with this immense power, but now you can use that power for something that's actually really, really good as well. She's grown so much. She's learned so much. She speaks more clearly now. Like, she doesn't even speak in stutters anymore. This is all something that is acknowledged by Sino and Tanari, by Sanari. And it got me really emotional, because they are, again, the relationship with Kale is so important. Kale as a character to me is so important. So to have all of that, like, be fully, beautifully, and in my view, like, in a very good parental way, acknowledged through these characters, was important. It was super important, especially if this is going to be some closure for Kale, right? Tomorrow, if this is actually going to be a closure for Kale, I'm glad that someone talked to her directly about this, like, to us on camera. I'm sure they said this a few times before in these conversations, well, behind closed doors, but, like, right in front of us, having Tanari and Sino be like, it's not your fault, and it's okay to be angry, right? You're not to blame. What happened to you was horrible. Acknowledging how horrible it was as well. But then also acknowledging how far she's come away from that. Despite all the stuff that's happened to her, look what she's done now. People care about her. People love her. People adore her. She has friends all over the world now. She's, Sucrose is a friend of hers, and so is Amber. She's the traveler who cares about her so much as well, and all these, and like the fact, like, legitimately, like, I hope she knows this too. Like, the only thing that stopped Al-Haytham and Kavi arguing with each other was legitimately mentioning Kale. Farazan will literally be so bitter to everybody, but like Kale, she'll never be bitter to. Like, and that's the acknowledgement that she has to have here. Is like, all the stuff she's gone through was horrible. It was bad. It wasn't her fault. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to want to get revenge. It's okay for all those things. And it's okay for her to decide what to do with her future when it comes to that stuff too. But also to let her know that, like, you've come so far. You've gotten so far in life. This is one of the most important scenes for me ever, especially as someone who, like, has adored Kale since the beginning, since the comic book, really. And I've already said it before, but, like, it is a huge deal to mention the idea that, like, Kale is a character that went from not only not trusting people, but, like, she's had battles, like, physical fights with people like Kaveh because of the lack of trust that is given to her as well sometimes too. She's had situations where, like, she has traumatically, been put in situations where she's reminded of the horrible things that's happened to her all the time. She's had moments in her life where, she's had people that are trying to open up to her and try to, like, be so lovely to her, but she's only able to take it as, like, what do they want, or what are they, like, trying to do to me, or what are they trying to perceive with me. She's, like, even gone into a place like Mondstadt and been very weary of the people in there, because and to be weary of the people in Mondstadt, that's a big deal, because they're, like, the most welcoming people in the world, but that's how traumatized she was. So to have, like, see where she is now. She has a job now. She's a researcher. She's doing all that work in the academia. She has people that love her. She's doing so well in life, on all fronts, friendship, professional. Come to terms with the trauma that she's gone through as well. I know it's personal as well, but, like, all these things in between, she has gone so far in life. So I'm glad that they're able to acknowledge the pain that she's gone through and also the pride she should feel. It was a really beautiful sequence as well. Yeah, so as I said, we don't exactly know what the full plan is, but we do know that they're going to be using Gnosis. They're going to be using the Realm of Light. They're going to be using the Akashas, the Aru, and they're going to be using some... they're going to be trying to stop the Dotori corrupting the Irmisol tree. That's what we know right now. And again, I know idea what's going to happen in the next part of this video or next part of this series. I'm taking my time with this. I really am, because it seems like it is a very, very long quest, but I enjoy so much the way they've done this, whether it be the bit by bit moments of us trying to like put everything together, the conversations that everyone's been having with each other in these stories, the moments of levity and fun, the seriousness, the wave of fear that comes over us when the tree was rising from the ground. All this stuff has been incredible. It's been a combination of like love, fear, and a happiness to see all these characters again. But they have done so masterfully, as I've said, the feeling of something big is about to happen. And also they've done the reunion in such a natural way. They've acknowledged that like the reason why there's so many people coming together again is because every single character in this story needs to come together. This isn't something that affects one person, it affects everybody. So like it's not like silly to have all these characters here. It makes sense that they are and are here. It makes sense that Sora should show up. It makes sense that Hypatia's here. It makes sense that Vaughn is here. It makes sense that everyone's here, because this is something that if tomorrow nobody does a thing, everyone could be gone. Because obviously, like, I'm not mistaken in saying if Irminsul is fully corrupted or like destroyed from within or whatever he's trying to do with the Irminsul, like it changes the whole balance of the world. But like it could like literally like couldn't maybe I'm misremembering, but couldn't it like erase people as well, or erase memories, or erase like. Well, all we know is that it could be like a destruction of Sumeru, right? If Irminsul's putting up a blast shield, then that's what it could be as well, right? Yeah, and as I said, I don't apologize for forgetting some stuff. The way I play the game is like, I'm not always like ingrained in the story all the time. I don't watch other people play the game. But I am still happy with the stuff that I do remember. And then also I always feel like you guys have like a net behind me where like I drop some stuff and you guys pick it up behind me and go, hey, you've dropped this. This is what the light realm is, Hey, you dropped this. Maybe you should look at this. Even last time as well, like with the stuff with the name of the quest. Like I feel like I was walking along through the story, loving the story, and it dropped behind me what the name was because I didn't remember it. And then someone picked it up and was like, hey, you dropped this, And that's a really nice, I love that aspect of my community. But yeah, guys, I think this is an absolutely beautiful story. Having all the characters together has been absolutely fantastic. I can't stress enough. I could be here for another 20 minutes telling you exactly how amazing like every single interaction, every single moment just means so much to me in the story, and how they've masterfully made this feel so perfect in terms of a world-ending type story, while also allowing characters to breathe and getting us to enjoy the times with those characters as well. Yeah, it's been amazing. Guys, if you want to see these videos earlier, you can do so on YouTube members or on Patreon. That's the lowest tier of my YouTube members and Patreon at €1 or whatever in your currency. If you want to see your name go by in the text credits, which is going by right now, that is €10 or whatever it is in your currency as well. And if you want to hear your name be read out at the end of every single video, that is the €15 tier, which is the highest tier of my YouTube members and of my Patreon as well. And that's the highest tier you can go as well. And I want to say thank you first to the patrons of the highest tier, that being Typharo2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Yuld, Anusta, Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, Heike Sperian, Neo Shaurite, Leah 200, Malcolm Kunde, Axler 21, and at the highest tier of my YouTube members, Blasco and Lusanagi. See you soon. Bye-bye.